I love the premise of the show. Smart people talking about dumb shit.
I think it's dumb people talking about smart shit. Oh, we go where we not supposed to go, baby.
The Brilliant Idiots Podcast.
Yup, Charlamagne the God.
Schultz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots Podcast, back for another week of Brilliant Idiotness. We have our guy here. You hear his voice at the beginning of every Brilliant Idiots intro.
Just learned that.
You know, when he says, I like the premise of this show. I can't remember now, and I hear it all the time. What is it? I like the premise of this show.
Smart people talking about dumb shit?
Yes, and then we say dumb people talking about smart shit. Yeah. Humble the Poet is here.
Yeah.
Humble's got a new book out called How to Be Loved. We're going to talk about today. But first of all, how's everybody feeling, man? How you feeling?
What's your disease of the week, Charlotte? What do you got? We should go through
Today?
Charlotte's disease of the week.
I'm still wearing the heart monitor.
Okay, so right now you said before the pod you have a heart monitor on.
I wear the heart monitor, and I got to carry this around. It's like a little phone, and you tap it, and it says monitoring, and then you tap for details.
Uh-huh.
And it tells you successfully monitoring your cardiac information. I just got to wear it for another
And why?
week.
Why do you think something's wrong with you?
I don't know. I've just been hearing about everybody having heart attacks. And
So you think being a professional athlete that was going as hard as he possibly could for 30 minutes in a game and pushing his body to the ultimate maximum point that it could handle is going through the same as you that sits down for a living?
To that point, it wasn't just him. I had a homegirl who died of some a heart attack. A homeboy recently. And the thing with the football player, when I heard about the hit, like I got to hear these things. I have to hear, oh, it was a hit, you know, or, oh, this person was overweight. Because it wasn't just the brother from the Bills who had that.
Another gentleman.
The guy from the Jaguars, he died.
Yep.
You know, he was 38 years old, you know, so it's just like, yeah. And but I was wearing the monitor before all that. I've been wearing the monitor for like 2 weeks. I would have been done if I didn't go to Ghana.
Oh.
But it didn't work in Ghana because it didn't have no signal on the phone.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, so same old thing.
But what do you think it is? Do you think it's Trump's vaccine?
It's not.
Do you think it's Trump's vaccine? Is that what you think it is?
Yo, you know what's so funny? Yo, Diamond died yesterday from Diamond and Silk.
No.
Come on, Schultz.
Did you get a notification or something? I didn't know.
What
Why
you
am I supposed to
mean?
know?
It was on Truth Social.
Oh, I'm sorry, Charlotte. I wasn't checking my Truth Social.
Exactly. You're verified on there.
Of course I'm verified. I'm one of the ambassadors of Truth Social. I didn't know she died. What'd she die from?
I don't know, but she was 51 years old. And what's wild about it is I saw people in the comments saying a lot of suddenly dies, all of us. But they're doing that. All the people that are against the vaccine, they always say, oh, another suddenly dies. But I'm like, y'all
Another
do know
sudden death.
Another sudden death. What the fuck was I saying?
You were speaking in the most incoherent way I've ever heard you speak in my entire life. And the funny thing is, we let you go the first time, and then you repeated the exact same thing the second time.
But no, that's how they were saying it, because in the headlines it'd be
Check
like...
your heart monitor when you were trying to put together that sentence. Yo, your heart wasn't having a stroke.
But no, because people were saying in the headlines like Diamond suddenly died. So that's how they were saying it. They'd be, suddenly died. But the crazy part is, people were saying that, but they don't realize that they weren't for the vaccine.
They weren't for the vaccine.
Diamond and Silk weren't for the vaccine.
But that's Trump's vaccine, though.
It's definitely Trump's vaccine.
It's Biden's booster, but it's Trump's vaccine.
No, it's definitely Trump's vaccine.
So it is what is it called? A unilateral approach? A bipartisan approach.
Bipartisan.
I thought it was non-binary.
They reached
It isn't.
across the
It
aisle.
isn't?
It's non-binary. They literally reached across the aisle.
Okay.
It's binary, yes.
Yeah.
It's both.
Yeah.
But you didn't tell us how. I want to get to everybody. How are you, Heathy?
I'm concerned about you, bro.
Man,
No, because for real, you were walking a little different. I think honestly,
my knee is hurting a little bit. I worked out yesterday.
You
My knee
did.
hurting a little
When
bit.
you walked in, I was like, "Yo, is his knee hurting a little bit?" Also, seriously, I'm gonna put all the ailments on you right now. Because once you say Charlotte
Don't
could
put
have
that
something,
on me.
Once you
No.
say Charlotte could have
Nope.
something, he starts manifesting it. Remember when he turned himself into a wolf? Now he's turning himself into a fucking victim of every disease that exists and known to man right now.
That's real.
Why don't you turn yourself into healthy?
I'm trying. That's why I need to know nothing. I need to know everything's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I know everything's good, that's why the doctor keeps telling you, he's like,
you just gotta say everything's good.
Exactly. Manifest it. You made yourself a wolf, bruh. You made yourself fly. You can't make
I don't
yourself
think anything's
better.
wrong with me. I'm just 44. I'm just making sure everything's ticking the way it's
Just go,
supposed to
my
be
heart's
ticking.
good.
It is. Oh, it is.
Repeat after me.
My heart's good.
I have pride.
Well, actually, it's stable.
I have power. I'm a badass mother that don't take shit from nobody. Come on, bro. You need Jamaican confidence to get over these issues that you got, man.
But they be lying. I don't eat pussy.
Yeah.
You lying ass Jamaican.
Yeah, you eat some dumpling.
How are you, Humble the Poet?
I'm good, man.
Humble, can you help Charlotte with his made up diseases and shit that he got?
Yo, it's true though. The stories you tell yourself impact how you feel.
100%.
Oh, I agree. That's my therapist. I got a new therapist. My therapist tells me all the time, anxiety and faith can't coexist. And he was like, whenever you start to feel anxious, tell yourself your own hero story. Like literally, tell yourself your own hero story. He was like, yo, you know what you've been through. You know what you've overcome. You know how you've gotten to where you are. Tell yourself that story constantly. And not just about yourself. Talk about, how you help others. And this is like, and it tended to work. Did I ever tell you? I told y'all that story when I was in the doctor's office and the doctor was checking my blood pressure and it was high 1 second. And he's like, it's got to be. Like, it's no way. And then he was like, sit down. And he was like, do the meditation. He was like, do the meditation, think about your upcoming vacation, all of that stuff like that. And so I did it, and literally within seconds, he was like, you're fine. Your blood pressure's fine.
Have you done ice baths yet?
No, I'm scared
Oh,
of that
God,
shit.
don't get me started with this ice bath.
You did it, Shows?
I'm not doing this ice bath.
Oh, you haven't?
I'm not doing this.
I'm scared of that shit.
It's not even scared. I've done it, but like it's like the new trend. Like everybody's like getting cold in the morning and all this kind of shit. And I love Dr. Huberman. We had him on the podcast. He's a fucking great guy.
I'm like Wim Hof.
Well, Wim Hof also, but Huberman has been like Wim Hof is like the vagabond in the mountains, and then Dr. Huberman is like the guy who's like, oh, science does believe this works.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Wim doesn't talk about the science.
Wim is just like,
you got a broken leg, go on the ice.
Exactly.
It's gonna fix it.
Yeah.
What?
And then his son's gonna be like, no, Dad, it won't fix your leg. But if you have anxiety, it'll help
will
with
fix that.
Yeah.
Why though? Because it just takes your mind off the
The idea
anxiousness?
is put yourself in a really difficult situation and become comfortable in difficult situations. And then when you have those difficult situations in life, you'll be comfortable.
That's not how my mind works. My mind works like, my God, my dick is going to get so shrinkage in this shit that it'll never grow back the way it was.
Really?
Yeah, but you go through that. You go through all of that. And then nothing else in your day will be as stressful. Because you did that.
That's the idea.
It just
When does
builds
your dick get
resilience.
back though?
No, but you're at peace with that.
No, I'm not going to be at peace with losing it just off my dick. I don't have
Why,
much
dude?
to lose.
You're 53. You got 4 kids. Like, you don't need no dick no more, bro. It worked. It figured it out. You're good.
I saw you doing something like that one time, but it wasn't the ice bath,
It
though,
was
was it?
ice, yeah.
It was
I
ice.
trained with Wim Hof. I went to Poland. I did it with Lewis House. He invited me.
Boom, that's what I saw.
Yeah, I
Okay,
went with him. And then I thought it was dope. Like, it was super dope from that. But it's also just like, in terms of like, that's the hardest thing you'll ever do. You do that, you freak the fuck out and everything. And then after that, like, whatever else stresses you out won't stress you out as much.
So why is Kevin Hart doing that shit all the time? With the
Everybody,
cold ball shit?
yeah, everybody's doing the cold, the ice cold. I don't know. I don't know if there's actual healing. I feel like it's the same thing as like skydiving. It's like you survive and you're like, oh, okay, I'm alive.
That's what I'm saying. When I hear you talk about it, I'm like, well, that's bungee jumping.
And
And it forces you to breathe. That's what it does.
what I will say about the ice bath shit is like, it's no coincidence to me that like nobody in New York does it.
Because it's freezing it.
Nah, not because it's cold. It's like I'm gonna experience some terrifying shit the second I walk out
You
my
might get
fucking
robbed.
door.
Yeah,
Exactly.
rats.
I got a homeless person eating a cat when I walk outside the house, like, and I'm immediately shocked, and then I gotta calm myself down. Like I get on the subway, the door's closed, and a guy takes his fucking dick out, starts peeing.
What race is the homeless person?
I'm really excited.
What race is the homeless person now?
Puerto Rican, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's Puerto Rican, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no other one that would eat the cat at all. It would be Puerto Rican, 100%.
Okay.
That's
Show
it.
wasn't Jamaican eating the cat.
Nah, it
but
did. Why'd you make it so afraid of pussy, man?
That's a lie. They say that shit to get more pussy.
But apparently they don't do ice bath. They start eating pussy. That's what they do in Jamaica. If you start your morning by eating some
That's
pussy,
the most dangerous thing
that's
you
the
can
most
do.
scary thing.
By the way, that's why I don't believe the ice bath shit. You're not going to make me believe that an ice bath is the most difficult thing you're going to do ever in your life.
Yeah, because you know you could get right out. It's up
Word.
to you. If they was holding you in it,
Yeah, but you still feel like you're going to die while you're in it.
Have you ever
It's
given
like
birth?
working out. You voluntarily work out,
yeah.
rip muscles, make yourself uncomfortable, and then when you got to like help somebody move a couch, you can't.
But the idea is like you're putting yourself in this situation that's uncomfortable. And what I would say is like New Yorkers, we exist in discomfort.
I agree.
Like, yeah. And this is the part of life. Like when I walk down the street to this day, every person I see walking down the street, I'm doing a calculation if they're going to punch me in my face.
Word up.
That's
No,
a real
word
thing.
up. Word up.
And I'm just comfortable
Word
with
up.
it.
Yeah, and what that's doing is just keeping you present. So you're not zoned out. You're not listening to your headphones. You're not focusing on other stuff. You're in the present, which keeps you more at peace.
Yeah.
Right? So it's the resilience that you get.
Yeah.
Voluntarily being uncomfortable which is what somebody does by voluntarily living in New York.
You right.
That's what it is.
But I will say this: when I was in Miami and I didn't think of nobody punching me in my face, my life was so much better, bro.
Man,
this ice bath shit. New York is
yo.
ice bath, bro.
No.
But then you turn soft.
Say again, but then I got soft. This get me hard.
So what about a woman? A woman that gives birth? I'm sure giving birth is way more difficult than an ice bath.
How do we know that, bro? They've been doing that shit for millions of years. The female lobby is trying to convince us that it's hard to give birth. You know what I mean? Like, how hard can it be, bro? Come on, yo.
What if you give birth in the ice bath?
That could work.
Little ice cold baby.
That could work. Hey, that could work. For real. You know what I mean? For real. That's a good idea. They ain't never tried that.
Oh, man. A lot of stuff going on this week that we're going to get into. We're going to talk about Humble's book. It's called How to Be Loved. First of all, tell us what the title of the book means, Humble. Because it says it's the last book on love you'll ever need.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I put in the work. Yeah, so it's just everybody wants love, and the secret to having love is to be loved. Just view love as a verb.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, because that's why I always say
explain that to me, because I'm dumb. Explain that.
Well, I always say your first, last, and self-love, your first, last, and best love will be self-love.
Yeah.
And that's just how I carry myself. And that's what I feel like that about myself, so I project that on others. Like I'm always approach situations with love.
And I think it's also like everybody wants love and they don't recognize what love actually is anymore.
Okay.
So, ironically, I use the analogy of Canal Street love, where it's like attention, affection, clout, success, power, control. These all feel like love, but they're not. You know, they're like Canal Street version bootleg love.
Yeah.
And actual love comes internally. And it's like anybody you love in your life, whether it's a spouse, a partner, a parent, they're showing you what love is. And you're creating a pathway of love with them versus they're giving you love. So I think when people, everything everybody does is to get these feelings of love, but most of those things aren't love. So just being like, yo, you're a source of it, create it and share it, and then you'll experience more of it versus trying to make a lot of money, trying to look fly, trying to be perfect. Because love isn't something you earn. I think people think they got to earn love or be worthy.
Because the feelings is similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those feelings are temporary.
But
all those
temporary.
other things, you get them temporary, where actual love is just peace. Actual love is clearing out the garbage, and what's left is love. You don't got to do nothing to get love.
Yeah.
I love what you said about love not being something that you earn, and it makes me wonder, it makes me think that you can't find love in nothing else. Like nobody can give you love.
Yeah.
I'm asking. I don't know.
I don't think anybody can give you love. I think people can show you where love is.
Yeah.
So the way I look at it is like, if it's a breeze, your work is to open the sail. It's not like I need to find love. I need someone to give me love.
Yeah.
So it's like, some relationships are easier with that. With a parent or something like that, it's easier to establish that relationship and see where the love's at. And then also with like a baby or something, you don't even have interactions with the baby, but you love the baby. But then with people, you guys do a little bit more work to establish it with time and then being vulnerable, building connection, being vulnerable. That like creates a path. And I think I look at it that way now, creating pathways of love with people.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And with things too, like when we were having that earlier conversation about craft and all of that, like it's the same idea. Like the only way, you get great at your craft is through the boring, unsexy work. Shooting in the gym when no one's watching.
Yeah.
That's the same thing in a healthy romantic relationship. It's the unsexy stuff that's happening behind the scenes, paying the bills, negotiating dates, vacations,
talking
all
to your
that stuff.
significant other while they taking a shit.
Doing all of that. Yeah.
Going
All
in for
that
a kiss and they
unsexy
just
stuff.
farted.
Yeah.
No,
all
for
of that
real.
stuff. Yeah. All that like stuff that's not hashtag couples goals and all that. So I think from that standpoint, it's just looking at that and then realizing that a lot of our ideas around love come from like what we see on TV or like Bobby Whitney, Ross Rachel, all these like highs and lows, and I think we're a healthy relationship, any capacity is would it make for good TV? And I think we don't realize how much it like Disney and porn and like rom-coms tell us what we think it is. And like there's studies that say there's no spark. Like the spark, you shouldn't depend on the spark when it comes to like romantic relationships. So it's like a study of like, I think it's 1,100 couples that have been together for more than 10 years. Less than 8% of them talk about ever feeling a spark.
Nah, I feel that spark, bro.
Yeah.
I think that spark there.
No, that spark when you first meet somebody.
Nah, I still got that spark after 24 years. I think I actually got it more now.
Really?
Yeah.
You working on that spark or is that spark?
No, that spark there. I mean, to me, it's like, the spark grows the more you and a person grow together because, I've been blessed to be with the same person for 24 years, it'll be 25 years this year. So we've seen each other through so many different stages. We saw each other when we was teenagers. We saw each other when she was in college and I was first starting in radio. Like, you know, we've literally grown together. We've been evicted together. We got kids now. Like, we start with 1, now we got 4. Like, so it's just like, yo, the more I see her in different capacities, the more she sees me in different capacities, the more we evolve as people. It's just like, man, more and more I feel like the fire grows.
But that's a fire, and that's also a bond that you guys are like working on, you know, through your highs and lows. When I'm talking about spark, it's like that butterflies in your stomach when you first meet somebody.
Still get it, bro.
You get that? You got that from day one up to now?
Hell yeah.
I mean, then that's beautiful to hear.
I think butterflies change. I think that the butterflies in the beginning are ones of not knowing the outcome, the excitement of what if, where this could go, what will happen with the night. Do you really like something? And I think that those transition to, for me at least, gratitude. You know what I mean? Like my wife put a new toothbrush in the place where our toothbrushes go. And this morning I was like, God damn, what a fucking great woman. Now, she put her new toothbrush as well, but she's thinking when she gets toothbrushes, she's like, I need to get 2 because this motherfucker ain't going to ever change out his toothbrush. And she might be doing it completely selfishly. I'm tired of him brushing his teeth with the most dirty ass fucking toothbrush and I got to kiss this guy. But going in the morning and seeing a brand new toothbrush and knowing that she thought about me, she cared about me, and that was there, I was like, man, I feel like the luckiest motherfucker.
That's what Schultz just said is the key to it all. It's
and you
gratitude.
guys are describing peace. And that's what love is.
Great.
It's that.
I felt guilty. I was like, I need to buy her something. Like, I literally I was walking around today. I was like, she need a gift or some shit because I'm so horrible at
But
love.
that's gratitude.
That's gratitude.
But that's gratitude.
Beautiful, yeah.
You're so thankful for her that you just want to continue to do stuff for her and pour into her. That's exactly what it is, gratitude. I have more and more gratitude for my wife every day.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that exciting spark, which is probably trauma, because this person reminds you of like your parents. And people lean towards what's familiar over what's healthy. So it's like, you know, there's something exciting about this person and you're drawn to them. You don't know what that is.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people pass up.
Jesus.
There's that book attached that says, we believe in soulmates, but we believe you probably passed on your soulmate because you thought they were boring.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard to have a spark when the woman reminds you of your mom. You're not trying to fuck your mom.
No, I mean, I think a lot of people are, because your parents are the first example. Whoever raised you is your first example of love.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then you pick what's familiar. So when you're a kid and you have a developing brain, what ends up happening is you internalize everything. So let's say your parents have a bad day at work or whatever, and then they come home, they take it out on you. You're a kid, you don't have the context, you think it's your fault, so you make adjustments accordingly. And then that's where people learn this idea that I have to earn love. I have to earn my parents' love. I have to be something. And then you don't update that when you become an adult. So then you're like, okay, cool, I had to earn my mom's love. I'm more attracted to the girl that makes me work for it versus the girl that's replying to my text, making it easy, not canceling plans. Okay, she that's boring. I don't want that. I want that girl that's making me chase her. And then that's how it manifests. Like the movie It showed that really well. The new It, they showed when the kids grew up, all of them married their parents.
Clowns? Sorry.
Like the little boy had a helicopter mom that just always hovered over him.
Yeah.
He married a woman that always hovered over him. The girl had an abusive father. She married an abusive dude. Because it's like you stick to what's familiar.
Yo, that's so ill you say that, because for me, I love my pops, but I wanted to be the exact opposite of him. I wanted to be just like him when I was young, even with all the toxicness and all the dysfunction, because that's how he made me feel. He would literally, you only got one girlfriend, shit like that. You know what I mean? And then as I got older, I'm like, that is not what's up, you know? Yeah. So as I started to get older and realize I was becoming just like him, that's what made me go out and do a lot of work on myself to be the
and that's
exact
self-awareness.
opposite.
You pick up on it.
Yeah.
A lot of people float through life without that self-awareness.
Yeah.
They're just on autopilot.
Yeah.
So they're going to lean in towards all of that. So it's like, okay, well, they're just going off these gut feelings and they don't even realize the source of the gut feelings.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that guy, he's exciting. And I've seen that too. Like a friend I was helping in LA in an abusive relationship. It's because she grew up in one of those. So
that's the love you think you deserve, weirdly.
Yeah. And it's just familiar. And it's no, we have that with food. Some of us just like eating the same food that we had as a kid, whether it's healthy or unhealthy for us, because it has a nostalgic value.
Yeah.
That's why I love Wendy's.
Yeah.
What happened with Wendy's?
Wendy's is the ultimate comfort food.
Really?
Yes, because my grandmother I used to take my grandmother into town, take her into Monk's Corner, and that's what she wanted to do, stop by Wendy's all the time. And she wanted her fries hot. So that's my comfort food. Wendy's is my comfort food.
You
and
probably
I eat
felt
it.
a lot of love around your
That's
grandma.
it. That's it.
So now you're attaching that love to that food.
That's it.
It's chasing the feeling, not the food.
Chasing the feeling, not the
It's the same thing with people. Like when you miss somebody, you don't miss them, you miss the feeling they give you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. You know what I love?
Dicks.
I love being right.
Wait, what?
Excuse me, Taylor?
What?
I feel hate coming from over there, and I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know why this hate just came from over there.
Why?
I just like being right.
Why?
You know what I mean?
Talk to us, Morris.
Because, you know, for years, I've been telling y'all over and over.
Yeah.
I get mistaken for Morris Chestnut all the time.
I see it.
People say it to me all the time. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was Morris Chestnut. I'm walking down the street. Hey, Lance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love you and best man. You know what I mean? I get it all the time. Nobody believes me. Think I'm being delusional. You know, think I'm being insane. Thinking I'm being a fucking nuthead.
Yeah.
And then here goes Morris Chestnut on Jennifer Hudson.
Let me see.
Just listen.
You get recognized a lot, right?
Yes.
And then people mix you up with other celebrities sometimes. Who do you get mixed up with?
Oh, man. See, I get mixed up with people say, yeah, I loved you in Fast and the Furious. Tyrese. Tyrese.
Let's see, y'all. Can y'all see?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Kinda
That was
see it.
that was us at an event in Atlanta. I get recognized very recently for the first couple of times. They thought I was Charlemagne the guy.
Charlemagne?
Yeah.
Wow. Pause.
Yeah.
Pause.
Let me look from this way. Anybody see that one?
First of all, they used the wrong picture.
Yeah, that's not the best.
They were
picture.
swaying the jury. You know what I mean? They were trying to get the jury to not agree
Yeah.
with everybody else who
Yeah.
just recognizes handsome when they see handsome.
Yeah.
Okay, they should have used the picture of me with a nice button up on our suit,
Right.
squinting my eyes.
The GQ one.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about the squinting of
Yeah,
the
it
eyes
is.
and the smiles.
No, not
there
that
you
one.
go.
There's
That's
another
the
one where
one.
you have a whole suit on. I thought.
That's another one when I got the vest on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the vest one.
That's the one they should have used. But I love the validation.
Bro, you're handsome, bro.
Thank you.
You're handsome.
Thank you.
And so is Morris Chestnut.
That's right.
And even though you guys look nothing alike, you need
That's
to
not
know
true.
that you're a handsome man.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate that.
sometimes handsome people get confused for one another.
That's very true.
That's it.
That's
you guys
very
just might be top 1% of handsome.
That's very
and
true.
it just so happens people are so not used to seeing men look that good
That's
that they
right.
start going, oh, are you guys the same?
That's what I'm saying. We
You're
were
your
on the
own
same
unique-
conveyor belt.
That's it.
There's nothing I
That's
can do
it.
about that.
That's
God
it.
created it in that way.
God did.
We're the design.
God did.
Now it's up to you to decide who's the Phantom, who's the Chrysler 300. You know what I mean? But it's literally the same design.
It's the same design,
It's the
bro.
same fucking design.
It's the
bro.
same design. And you got to feel good about yourself.
I do.
That should be validating because I think what happened a lot of times is like people saw you as like radio comedian. They saw this guy's sex symbol and they really couldn't put together radio comedian and sex symbol. They
Hasn't
just
been a lot
couldn't-
of them.
Name one.
I can't think of any other sex symbol in radio except for me. Think about it. We broke the mold. Before us, it was fat radio personalities. They
Is that
looked.
term face for radio? You got
There you
There's
go.
a literal term, face for radio.
There you go. My email, it just still is radio face.
I mean,
That's my email. Like my email is radio face.
That was back when you had the radio face, though.
But things might have changed.
I still might have a radio face. I don't know.
Well,
I have a multimedia face.
Okay, fair enough. I'll
So
give
have you
that.
had work done? Is that what it is?
No,
did
no,
you
no,
go the
no.
DJNB route?
No, you know, I was thinking about this yesterday as I was working out. The only thing I think I would actually do cosmetically
Mhm.
is the steroid.
The what?
The steroid. What's the shit?
Peptides.
What's it called?
The peptides.
Pop-Tarts.
Peptides.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The steroid, the shit you was talking about that you say the actors and shit are taking.
Oh, peptides. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but that's not surgery.
Oh, like
Oh, it's
growth
not?
like GH?
No, it's just a shot. You put it. Yeah, it's not GH, but essentially what it does is
But it's changing you
increase cell
cosmetically.
growth. Yeah.
All of these dudes are doing that shit to look extra fucking sexy in
Yes.
these movies.
yes.
Let's be clear.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
If you did that, you're gonna ruin Morris Chestnut's career. If you look the way that you look right now,
Okay, give me more.
and-
Tell me more.
and
reasons
you
to do it.
started to get shredded, bro,
Okay.
there's no reason for Morris Chestnut.
Whoa.
And
Wow.
with all
Whoa.
due respect, because I
Whoa.
love Morris Chestnut.
Whoa.
I love him.
Whoa.
But the way that you look,
this
brother,
is Fringe. This is what Fringe is
Yo,
supposed to do.
the way that you look. What do you mean?
I don't hear gas. I hear pep
No.
talk. This is a pep
This is
talk.
a pep
for
talk
toys.
with the peptides.
What do you mean?
All I'm trying to say is, if I'm Morris Chestnut, I'm pleading with your agent right now. I'm pleading with your manager right now. I'm pleading with you. I'm like, do not let Charlotte get ripped Because it's going to be a problem.
He
for
will
me
be
out there.
rendered redundant.
Where do we get pep toys from?
100%.
Yeah.
Where do we get them from?
Yeah. Chill.
I heard about all kind of shit yesterday.
Chill.
Because I was kind of hating on somebody. I'm not.
Who?
I'm not going to.
Who?
I was just looking. I'm like,
Who?
you know how you see somebody like, oh, that's steroids, yo. It's like when you watching a porn, you see that big thing. That shit ain't real, yo.
Yo. They got steroids for that?
I wish. By the way,
Hey, now.
now if that shit was real,
Hey, now.
cosmetically, I had a couple more inches.
Yeah, wait, a couple more.
Just a couple.
Is it okay? Because you want a boy.
Nah, I just want a couple more just to have.
Oh, okay.
I'm done with I'm done.
You're done with the kids?
Kids is over. I'm getting a vasectomy and everything.
Oh, really?
I'm 100%.
Can I go there for that?
Why?
Because the second they do it, I'm like, yo, you don't want to get girls pregnant no more? Gay!
You know, after you get the vasectomy, you got to nut 20 times.
What?
Really?
Yeah, you got to nut 20 times to get it all out.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh, because the rest. Otherwise,
The
you have some
survivors.
still in
That's
there.
right. The survivors.
The survivors, bro. That's facts. There's survivors in there.
You thought you bombed this town. No, it's 20 motherfuckers left. You got to get rid of all of
the
them.
most resilient.
You're right, though. That's how I think Antonio Cromartie got his wife pregnant again. Dead ass.
Yeah, no, for real. You got to get all 20 out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, so I think you got it, man. Tell me who you were hating on. Whose body you were hating on.
I'm not going to
Come on, bro.
No.
Can you give us initials?
No.
Come on.
Nah.
Do I know who they are?
We'll bleep it.
But it wasn't like hate, it wasn't hate like, oh, fuck him. It was just like,
Ain't no way.
you know what I mean?
Ain't no way.
And you know, when your wife around,
Yeah.
you might glare a little too long at the magazine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how that shit
Go
be.
on now, tell me who it is.
Y'all never did that?
who it
You never did that?
Nah.
You're a liar.
I find ways to hate on everybody my wife like though. Even if I like that motherfucker. If she agreed too much with me on someone I like, he ain't all that. Fuck out of here. Look at this goofy ass motherfucker.
Laughing a little too long at another
What you
comedian.
laughing at? What you laughing at? I got jealous of a clown the other day. I went to the professional bull riding.
Oh, I saw that shit, yo.
And it was amazing, but the clown was cracking my wife up. I'm like, you laughing at a clown right now? Like, is that what I need to do to make you laugh? I just come home with a nose and Is that what you need
You out
me to
here
do?
with all of these well thought out lines,
Ideas and jokes
punchlines,
and shit.
ideas. Word up.
You need me to pay my face? Is that what you need to get some laughs at dinner? I was furious. She kept laughing, like hitting her knee. I'm like, you never hit your knee before laughing?
Oh man,
There's some Lil Wayne footage about Lil Wayne talking about some dude came up to him being like, yo, my girlfriend loves you. He's like, don't tell me. He goes, hate on me.
Yeah.
Don't tell me your girlfriend loves me.
Yeah.
You should be hating on me.
What is that?
Huh?
What is that?
I don't know. Fragile masculinity.
Is it?
Yeah. But I don't want to be too comfortable with my masculinity because these motherfuckers too comfortable got people having sex with their wives and shit.
No, that's wild. That cucking shit.
That's too much comfort.
Yeah, that cuck. What's that shit called? Is it cucking?
Cucking.
That cucking shit is nuts.
And they think we're insecure. That's one ice bath I'm not getting in. That's the ultimate ice bath. You want to tell me
word up.
that?
Word up. Fuck the ice bath. Your wife bath. Can you watch another man inside your goddamn wife, bro? That's probably the most difficult shit.
That's funny.
And then I saw some video where the guy was like, yo, she was making noises she never make with me.
That's funny. That's funny. There's
That
something
shit is
to that.
crazy. What do you call that, Humble?
What? I didn't know that was real. I've never met someone who's like cool with that.
Oh no, I'm not talking about
Come on, Humble. Come on, Humble.
I'm just talking about us. We're secure, right? But it's just like, yo, you know, you feel a little envious when your wife is like looking at somebody a little too long or laughing at somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is, jealousy. I don't know what from that point.
Jealousy is not unhealthy.
Envy's not unhealthy.
Envy's not unhealthy.
Jealousy
which
and envy are different.
No. Jealousy is the one. Envy is unhealthy. That's the one that God says. Because envy is you don't want them to have it. Jealousy is or one of the.
No. Envy is you like. So there's multiple types of envy, but generally envy is you like what they have. So envy reveals what you value in life.
Yeah.
Right? But jealousy is you're afraid they're gonna take what you have.
Ooh.
Okay.
Really?
I thought it was the opposite. I thought envy was like you don't even want them to have it, and jealousy is you wish you had it.
No, no, it's the other way.
Which
around.
one God doesn't like?
Yeah, I thought being afraid of what
Because even whenever God said it, it was said in a different language and people translated it, right? Depending on where you're hearing it from.
you sound like you described robbery, Humble.
What?
When you said jealousy is when you're afraid somebody's going to take what
Like
you have.
your jealousy is you're afraid like whoever this dude you're hating on.
You trying to say I was
steal
afraid
your
a
wife.
clown was going to steal my wife?
Yeah, that's jealous. You're
Yo,
jealous
that's
of the
my
clown.
biggest nightmare.
'Cause you
bro.
don't envy the
Sometimes I
clown.
be waking up in the middle of the night. And, his crate and a clown is having sex with my wife and he tries to pull out and his dick just keeps coming out longer and longer and longer.
Whoa.
And longer.
that is funny as shit.
And I just gotta watch him like, take your dick out of my why? Why does your dick keep on going forever? This is a nightmare. Stop. Run out of dick.
See, you're jealous of the clown, but you envious of the dick.
Golly, bro. Let me write that down too.
Did you hear what he just said?
Yes,
You're
yes.
jealous of the clown, but you're really envious of the dick.
But I gave him a big dick for no reason.
You're just not assuming clowns got big dicks.
Yeah, I don't feel a lot of big dick energy with clowns, but maybe they do. Yo.
Nah, that ain't true, bro.
Yo,
Clowns
son.
got big ass feet,
Yo.
bro.
Oh,
what the fuck are you talking about,
Oh, my
Show?
God.
no.
Clowns got them big ass feet,
no.
bro.
This is the whole special.
Oh no!
You're
I
crazy.
knew my fear was rooted in truth. Walking around that big ass clown shoes for a reason. Baggy pants, bro. Why you think their face is white? They nutted on themselves by accident, bro. That's what it was.
With them
That's not
big ass
makeup.
mouth.
That's
Them
it,
big ass fucking mouth, bro. You know what I'm saying?
bro.
Like, what are you talking about?
Oh no!
Clown sucking another clown's dick. You gotta have big mouth to do that.
Golly! This is a rational fear. Why y'all made me feel like I was irrational?
I
for
don't
a
think
second?
there's any such thing as an irrational fear. We got to stop saying that. We got to stop saying that fears are irrational. What I'm afraid of is what I'm afraid of. Just because you're not afraid of it doesn't mean that I'm being irrational.
I mean, sometimes you're irrational, bro.
Like what?
I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's irrational. Like you just walking down the street, you know, and you see somebody and you assume they're going to do something horrible. That's irrational.
You just said that about New York. You said
I'm
you walk
irrational, bro.
Listen,
Hey.
by the way, that's not irrational, especially when you're hearing shit about 6-year-olds shooting teachers.
But where was that?
I don't know. Florida?
What's-
Where was it? Virginia.
Wow.
My point in saying that is now you got to look out for everybody. Anybody's a potential shooter. Like there's nobody that you can look at and be like, okay, I'm comfortable around that person. Which is all the more reason you should strike up conversations with people. You should say hello when you're in spaces with people. We're all sharing energy. I say it all the time. The only thing that's, keeping us safe is just us not being crazy towards one another. So why wouldn't you speak to people when you walk in the room? Just say hello. Let me see what's on your mind.
What if it's a clown, bro? Come on, bro.
Depends
hey,
where.
Come on, bro.
By the way,
He's coming from mines?
No. What room would you walk in where a clown would just be there? If you walk in a room and a clown is just there, something is fucking wrong, bro.
My wife said that he was just cleaning up the apartment. What are you trying to say,
What the
Charlamagne?
fuck?
What are you trying to say?
So you just got this Mexican clown cleaning up your goddamn apartment?
It wasn't just him. There was 7 of them. There was 7 of them.
They all
and
came
they
out
just
one
came
little
out
car?
of one little car. I thought it was peculiar, Charlamagne. I called the elevator and there was at least 14 of them came out of the elevator at the same time. I was like, how on God's green earth could 14 clowns fit in the elevator, Charlamagne? This is my worst fit. I need your heart monitor. Give me a heart monitor right now.
We're going to title this podcast Mexiclowns. Oh, man.
Oh my God.
Humble, what else are you covering in the book?
Come on, Humble. Come on now.
We didn't mean to
Humble.
bring you into this, Humble.
Yo.
No, I'm trying to figure out how to frame it with his. That's a very rational fear of clowns. Now I feel.
Oh, I know bad people that got that fear, though.
I had a fear of
I had
clowns since I was young.
That's why I think they made the movie It.
I feel like it. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I don't like clowns at all, matter of fact.
Why do clowns scare people? I mean, but that's like the It movie and the Joker, I think, is rooted in people.
Can I tell you a serious thing that happened to me as a child?
Man.
So
Man, let me get the laugh out now. You know, because this shit might be
I already
wild.
know where his brain went, and it's fucked up.
That's what I said. Let me get this laugh out now. 'Cause this shit might be wild, bro.
It ain't even
Bro,
like
when
that.
people start off, you want to know what happened to me as a child, bro.
This guy is crazy.
No, for real, man. For real.
This guy's crazy. Now, it was not what you thinking, okay? I got by a pack of clowns, bro. so, it's not what you think, Charlotte. I know you thinking I had a bad experience at like a circus or something. It's actually not that. There was a whole it was a posse of clowns.
Jesus. I'm sorry to happen.
They was going at it, bro.
Yeah.
Clown sounds and everything.
Yeah.
Giggling like
Damn.
like that. They was doing.
You know the Joker's pregnant?
I seen that.
Wow.
I seen that.
Congratulations.
Nah, come on. In all seriousness, come on. There's a lot of clowns out there, bro. You
man.
being insensitive, bro.
This guy is so stupid.
When I
man.
was young, and my boy Derek's birthday was like the 3rd or 4th grade, we saw It, the movie. Now, I'm so old, the shit was in cassettes. And if you remember, it's a
You mean
two-parter.
VCR.
VCR, yeah.
Tape.
Sorry, tape.
Yeah.
So it's a two-parter.
Yeah.
VHS, yeah.
VHS. And I only saw the first part. So I never saw it die. So I'm in 4th
you were so
grade.
scared.
Bro, I'm in 4th grade. We were all sleeping. I needed to go to the bathroom. Remember, it comes out the drains, right?
Yeah.
I'm in 4th grade. I had to ask another kid to come to the bathroom with me while I peed because I was so scared it was going to crawl out the drain and drag me my dick back into the toilet.
You a fucking clown, bro.
Yo,
You
I'm trying to be
fucking
vulnerable with you right now. That's not a scary thing as a child, bro.
No, as a child, no.
That's why I don't wash my hands to this day. A lot of people ask me why I don't wash my hands. I don't need to be in the bathroom any longer than I need to be. I peed. I ain't get nothing on my hands. I got the fuck out, bro.
Yeah. No,
So
that
I
makes sense.
never saw it die.
So I wonder if you're still afraid of that, or it's just that it's a habit. You made it a habit.
Sometimes your fears become habits.
I
bro.
feel like you guys need
Ooh.
to have a clown on the show.
Come on now, bro.
Y'all should just have a clown here, and y'all need to like just work it out. Like let him do the therapy session between you and the clown.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yo,
if
write
you're
that down,
down-
Chris. Sometimes your fear become habits.
if you,
That's a book chapter. I'm not gonna lie, for real. Cause we laughing, but I just thought about that shit. Like sometimes your fear just becomes a habit.
Of
You're not really
course.
afraid.
of
This is
course,
what you do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
autopilot,
OCD when you think about it.
Yeah.
OCD is your fears becoming habits.
Sometimes your fear become your habit, and I guess you got to break your habit.
You got to break your fear to break those habits.
Because that's essentially what it is. Like even what Humble's talking about by bringing if you bring a clown, where like all jokes aside, you bring the clown on to face your fear. You're really just trying to break your habit, right?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Well, you're breaking a pattern of behavior. Yeah.
But isn't a pattern behavior a habit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you guys right now. I'm down to do this session with the clown, but I might swing on that motherfucker.
You really afraid
If
of
he
clowns
says
like
the
that?
wrong thing, if he squirts that little, if I look at his little, his little
flower shit. Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and I'm genuinely trying to compliment him because I think his flower's nice.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Oh, smell it," and I'm excited to smell a fresh flower.
Yeah.
And then he squirts that shit right in my face, embarrasses me in front of me and my homies.
Clowns got to step it up.
Would you swing on a clown if you noticed he had cauliflower ears?
Oh shit!
A clown that's in MMA.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
There's nothing I could do to that man.
Holy shit!
There's nothing I could do to that.
Yo, that is
man.
a wild ass scenario, yo. You swing on a clown and didn't notice he had cauliflower ears. Now you getting your ass beat to death by a fucking clown,
bruh.
Then it becomes a very rational fear.
That's a real fear. Honestly, I think most clowns do MMA.
But are you afraid? But what should you fear in that situation? Clowns or people with cauliflower ears?
I mean, if you swing on him first.
I'm afraid of clowns already.
Yeah.
And I'm also afraid of people with cauliflower ears. Putting them together, oh my Lord, that's like the last boss.
Yeah.
That's the last boss.
An antagonizing clown with cauliflower ears.
Oh my God.
Because I feel like you don't really meet. I think most people who fight don't go out looking for fights.
But clowns is different, bro.
Clowns are
But
different.
that's why you should mind your fucking business.
But they don't do that.
Lead
bro.
with
Clowns
love.
don't do that. Clowns don't do that, bro.
Well,
Clowns,
clowns can't because clowns get paid off they get paid off
instigators.
attention.
The instigators. Yeah.
they instigate.
Yeah.
They're bad, bro.
You know what?
That shit could be elite.
Well, being a clown?
That you know that there's countries where it's illegal.
To be a clown?
100%.
No.
Qatar, Sweden.
Seriously?
You can't be a clown in those countries,
I
bro.
don't fucking know, bro. Yeah, I
Nah,
hear everybody
this is
giggling, so I'm
deadass.
assuming it's a
I was
joke. But I don't.
Have y'all seen?
I was locked up
He
with
was-
a few clowns.
Exactly. They was locking clowns up out there. They don't
You
play that
serious,
clown
Alex?
shit.
Yeah.
They don't play clown shit.
Hold on. Explain this to me.
It's illegal to be a clown now.
You can't be a clown in Sweden. You can't be a clown in.
Like because it's whiteface.
Not only that, but also because they're fucking crazy, those clowns, bro. Yo, dead ass, you can't be a clown
So
in
they
Saudi
profile
Arabia.
clowns. They just profile.
But it's like they look at them like terrorists.
Really?
They look at them like
Is
terrorists.
this? I'm serious. I don't know.
Look it up right now. See if you
You
could
know
be
I
a,
can't see that shit.
no
Taylor.
joke. Frenchtown crackdown on clown. It's a plague, bro. It's a plague.
That's in the U.S. though.
No, Frenchtown.
Where, I'm looking at the French. Okay, no. French down cracks down on clown
They
costumes.
done with that shit.
Really?
They done with that shit. And then the French clowns tried to rebrand into mimes. They're like, we're not clowns, we're mimes. I'm
shit.
stuck in a box. But
Oh,
that's the
shit.
illusion of control they give you.
Yeah.
They want you to think that they stuck in a box. Right? And you know what box they really stuck in? Your wife's, these piece of fucking shit clowns.
You know who created that
You know what?
legislation?
That's some shit. They be in your wife like, oh, I can't get out. Sorry. Sorry. I'm stuck in this box.
That is somebody with a fear of clowns. Whoever created that legislation has a fear of clowns.
Rational.
That's what you do.
Rational.
When you're afraid of something and you want to control something, you put some laws on it. Damn. I never knew that shit.
Build a wall, bro.
For the Mexicans. You bring it back around, baby. Bring it right back around.
We need a build a wall for these Mexican clowns, bro.
Oh
For
my
real.
God.
For real.
If your New Year's goals are to manage your budget better and save money, you need Rocket Money, okay? Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill, is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Over 80% of people have subscriptions they forget about, like that streaming service you bought to watch just one show on, or that free trial that you never even used. Rocket Money will quickly and easily identify your subscriptions for you so you can stop paying for the ones you don't want. Rocket Money makes canceling subscriptions as easy as a click of a button. Simply find a subscription you don't want and press cancel, and Rocket Money will cancel it for you. No more long hold times with customer service or tedious emailing back and forth. Over 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving the average person up to $720 a year. Let's not act like all of us aren't wasting money subscribing, to some app that we got just because we wanted to watch a certain TV show, and then we forgot we even had the app, and we wondering where this money is coming from every month, okay? So stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/idiots. That's rocketmoney.com/idiots. rocketmoney.com/idiots. Now let's get back to the show. What did y'all think of the Dana White shit?
What the?
You ain't got time for no segue, bro. Let's just get to it. It kind of is a segue because you're talking about cauliflower ears and MMA.
This is what we should do with the Dana White stuff.
Okay.
Other things you could do when your wife slaps you.
Okay.
Other things you could do.
I like that.
Because we all know slapping her back is not the right thing to do. Never put your hands on a woman.
Surprisingly, no, I agree with you 100%. Surprisingly, we did the topic on Breakfast Club this morning, and I was approaching it from the angle of what D.L. Hughley was saying, how, he feels like nobody's paying this any attention. If this was a black guy, they'd have been digging up old tweets and they'd have been bringing up fights he had in third grade. I agree with DL to a certain extent, but I think that all of that stuff that he's looking for, it comes from social media. Like mainstream media isn't really doing that. Like that literally comes from people online digging up that kind of stuff, and then mainstream media might latch onto it. But it's not like mainstream media wasn't, reporting on the Dana White situation. Yeah. So what are the other reasons that people may not be taking it as serious? One of the big things that people were saying was because she slapped him.
Yeah. Also
and
not
so
okay.
it could be self-defense. Also not okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of people saw it from that perspective. I got that from the callers that were calling in. They thought that, well, she hit him. People need to keep their hands to themselves. You can't expect somebody not to hit you back when you hit them.
I think two things are true. I
Okay.
think that one, there's a double standard that we all believe in, which is you just don't put your hand on women.
100%.
Like, and that's even if they do it first, which is wrong and fucked up. You should never put your hand on your partner.
Run.
That being said, yo,
Run. If there's no women around to handle the situation for you, run.
Run.
I'm serious. We got to start going back to blaming shit on alcohol too.
No.
Nobody wants to do that, but it's true. Substances alter your thought process.
Yeah, but you're always responsible for your actions. You can never do it, but you can't ask them if they're on their period. There's other things.
Humble.
What else can you do in that situation?
Your humble opinion.
Yeah, what is your humble opinion?
You gotta walk the fuck away. That's what I think.
Walk the fuck
I
away is a
agree.
good
I
one.
say
You're
run.
in public and you famous as fuck. People are gonna be filming you.
Yep.
He doesn't see people holding cameras staring at him. Like
Yeah.
there's that, and I think the big issue with his is because he's been talking about that, especially with John Jones and all that. All he's been talking about like for years, and they're pulling up quotes where he's telling fighters like, you can come back from a lot, but you can never come back from putting your hands on a woman.
But I don't know if that's true
I don't know if
because
it's true or
he
not.
let John Jones back and he let Greg Hardy back.
Yeah.
And both of them have accusations of that.
Yeah.
So that actually, those are the two situations that I think kind of help him right here.
Damn, I didn't know that. I didn't know that this morning when I was talking about it.
No, but the thing is, he did let them. Like John Jones is going to fight for the title right now,
Yeah.
and Greg Hardy was
and I
in
think
the
that's just a
organization
message
for a while.
that happens out here anyways. If you're profitable enough, everything is forgiven.
Yeah, but Greg Hardy wasn't even profitable.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. So
I
it's
thought
like,
he had this situation when he was playing in the NFL.
and then he still got signed to the UFC.
Yeah.
okay.
So I think it's one of those things where, like, in a weird situation, he's actually been giving people second chances from these things.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, if he was super strict on that, and then there'd be no way where he could continue being the CEO.
Yeah.
Because if he's super strict on them, it's like, why do you deserve a second chance?
It tells me that you shouldn't be so judgmental either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sometimes when you, and you know, it's so interesting. I remember Minister Farrakhan has a quote. Minister Farrakhan says, when you see somebody, you know, going through some shit or you see somebody getting some trouble, don't laugh, learn.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I mean, to me, that's what that is. Like, that's why cancel culture is such a tricky thing, man, because you never know when you could be in a situation like that.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to do until you're in that situation.
Yeah.
In his mind, maybe he never thought he would put hands on a woman until he realizes, oh, shit, like, you know, it happened.
Yeah.
You know? But he's right. I mean, and that's the other thing. He apologized for it immediately.
Yeah,
He owned it. He didn't make no excuses.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know why the media is not reacting to this, you know, but I think the other thing that people are saying, whether they realize they're saying it, is they want him to have some consequences. So when D.L. Hughley is saying, like, how come people aren't talking about this? He's basically saying, where are the consequences?
And that becomes like, and completely reasonable. And but that also becomes, it becomes I don't want to use the word. There's like personal investment in that, right? So for example, like I think anybody who maybe doesn't like Dana White or anybody who sees racial inequality is going to use this as an example of either, hey, Dana White sucks, or hey, this is racial injustice. And the problem with both of those are a lack of concern about the person that could be really affected, which is his wife.
Person
and
who
kids.
got hit. Yeah.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
it's like, if I saw people really upset and they're only talking about wife and kids, then I'm like really understanding of that, and like thoughtful. But it seems most of the reaction to this is either, I hate Dana White, you guys should too.
Yeah, opportunism.
It feels a little opportunistic.
Because I think the nature of that business is not like there's a lot of family-oriented sponsors in the UFC. Like it really gears towards a demographic
that likes violence. That's the other thing they were saying too, is like because he's the president of UFC and MMA is so violent, you kind of expect that behavior. But the only reason I got to push back on that is because boxing is violent.
Yep.
Football is violent, but I don't see boxers and football players getting that same grace.
I think you got to look at the corporate side. I just like, you know, what, yeah.
Went to jail though.
Not for that.
Yes, he did.
I think he went to jail for...
No, he went to jail for DV.
He did.
Yeah, he went to jail for DV.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I thought it was... I'm
looking at it from like, if this was the CEO of like Disney, it'd be a whole different situation versus like what a who are the big corporate sponsors for like a UFC event.
Oh yeah.
Where they're like, oh, this is gonna hurt our bottom lines, we're gonna have to pull out of this. And it's like, you know, it's probably like they have like Manscaped or something like that, and then that might not.
You know what's so interesting about that one? And you're absolutely right, Humble, but it's like, yo, who do these people think are watching Disney? Like, there's nobody that's perfect. It's the same thing with politicians. Like, we know people are not perfect. I think nowadays you trust people less when they appear too perfect. That's why the 48 Laws of Power always said never appear too perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have some dirt on you because that's what we're human.
But I think corporate identity, because even when you start thinking about like the culture wars that are happening right now, I start to realize that like a lot of it is the people that I know who are complaining about it are people who work corporate jobs who are being told, like, for example, put your pronouns in your email.
Yeah.
You know, and it's because these corporations are trying to appear perfect. They want to make everybody happy and they want to make as much money as possible. And then they're pushing that onto their employees, which is creating kind of friction because people are like, what? Like, I don't know what this stuff is or what have you. And I think, you know, I don't have a 9-to-5 job, so there's nobody telling me how to conduct myself. So none of this is something that I have a stake in and I don't concern myself with it.
So if you're going to tell me what to do and then not uphold those same values when something happens to you, then I'm going to feel like you're being a hypocrite as an employee. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also, and just like the company, you know, so I think, you know, it gets interesting when you think of like a Netflix and like how, you know, they back Chappelle and you know, when it comes to certain culture wars, stuff like that. But like, he's probably making them a boatload of money too.
That's the other thing. It's like we can't expect corporations to be loyal to anything other than making their shareholders the most money.
Yeah.
But it's also up to corporations to live up to that responsibility. Sometimes they blur the line. Sometimes they go, it's important to us that we have a black movie selection for Black History Month. It's like, but you don't care about black movies. You don't care about black people. You care about making money off people who might be interested in black movies during this month. You're trying to profit off of the holiday. And if they were
like Christmas.
Exactly. Now,
literally,
if they were open about it, maybe it wouldn't work as well. Maybe people wouldn't buy as much stuff, but there'd be much less scrutiny when some sort of a hypocritical behavior came around because they could always go, nah, we always about making money. So we're going to do whatever makes us money. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. But we have to know that we live in a society where everything is monetized, right? Yeah. Like even if, whether or not you admit it or not, when Black History Month comes around and, you know, you do all of these Black History Month discounts or Black History Month programming, you know why they're doing that. Same thing with Women's History Month, you know
Bro,
what I mean?
I had a joke. I had a joke about Juneteenth. I had a joke.
That became true.
It became true?
Yeah, I remember.
What was the joke?
The joke was like, you know, I was like, next year they're going to be Juneteenth sales, right? 3/5 off everything or whatever, blah, blah. And literally the next year, I couldn't believe it. I felt like I was living in a parody. There were Juneteenth sales.
Yeah.
Not only are there Juneteenth sales, there are people that put together like Juneteenth
ice cream
meals, but like they'll do Juneteenth meals, and even that causes outrage because it'll be the stereotypical stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
chicken, whatever it is, right? So it's like I don't know if everybody's trying to be inclusive or if everybody's just profiting the best way.
Or it works that way because it's like by companies performatively being inclusive, that sets culture. So like Toronto, they have a really big pride parade, but it's like hyper corporate. Like go watch this performance on the Viagra stage.
Yeah,
and that's literally what it's. That's what it's literally called, the Viagra stage. And then the other stage is like the Ontario Lottery Corporation stage. All the stages are given corporate names. And then they change the crosswalk to rainbow colors, and all the banks put flags up and everything for just that month, for Pride Month. And it's like, it's super performative, but I can see the value of it for like a little kid seeing the normalization of just various cultures.
But is it normalization or monetization?
But
monetization creates normalization.
Does it?
Once it becomes profitable,
it becomes normal.
It becomes normal. That's the only,
so you
all representation is congratulations. Your community is giving us enough money for us to acknowledge you.
But to me, normalization is when you see it all the time for no reason.
And you only do that when it's profitable.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like the stuff we're talking about, we don't see all the time for no reason.
No, like, so for example, like
tacos, bro.
I mean,
tacos are normal, right? We see them everywhere.
But on Cinco de Mayo,
so you can make some money off them bitches.
Absolutely, but on Cinco de Mayo, they're a thing. But I that's a great example.
Yeah,
because you see them on Cinco de Mayo because I guess that's a traditional dish. Yeah. But we grew up Taco Bell. We grew up eating tacos, Taco Tuesday. Like it is normal, not because it's being monetized, but just because it's normal.
Well, I guess first we need to like it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it becomes monetized. Once they realize we like it, they monetize it. And then it becomes so normal.
Once they realize there's a market. So like, for example, like there ain't no South. Like, so for example, like black folks are probably 20, 25 years ahead in terms of progress and entertainment than South Asians, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no South Asian Disney movies yet with South Asian characters.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't going to be no South Asian Little Mermaid.
That's not true though. Aladdin.
That's Middle Eastern, man.
It
Call
was
me stupid.
It
What
was
about
one. It was one. Come on.
Call me stupid, but what about the what
Yeah,
about,
that was the one thing I always say about Andrew. I'm like, yo, Andrew's got all these
Come on,
funny racist
what?
jokes, but he knows everything.
No, what part? I guess it's Asia.
Aladdin, man, that's Middle East.
But that's Asia.
No.
what about
It's
the Red
Middle
Panda
East.
joint?
What continent
The Red
is?
Panda joint.
Hold on.
that's East Asian.
What
That's East Asian,
continent
okay.
is the Middle East in? Asia.
I think it's just the Middle East. I don't even think that's a.
No, it's Asia, bruh.
Yeah,
Oh, I think that's the South Asian. So I'm talking about
Ain't
the
the North
subcontinent.
It's the south part of Asia. All them
That's
fucking
West
countries is on the
Asia.
water.
So what is considered South Asian? to
I'm
you?
right, bro.
Like what people call like India, Pakistan.
that's
Okay, got you.
Like
got
where there's 1.5 billion people.
you.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
So like
Is China South Asian?
that's East Asia.
Where's Akash? Akash South Asian.
Akash,
the
same
term,
as me.
Okay.
the
got you.
term South Asian is dumb because
How you gonna tell the
It
South
is- no,
Asian?
you know what it
the
is?
term South
No, 'cause
Asian
the
is
term-
dumb.
explain
The term India is dumb because India is not a thing. India is India.
Well, now
should
you're
be
getting super existential.
not
I'm saying
even.
South Asia's the continent. The south of that shit. It's just like when we call Southern Americans, we're like the South, and it's like, well, yeah, I live in San Diego, California. It's like, well, yeah, that's south of but you're not from the
Southwest.
South.
You mean cultural? Yeah, I get
It
what you're
doesn't make
saying.
sense
San Diego
geographically,
Southwest.
but exact. But it's
Right?
still
Yeah.
whatever. Doesn't matter.
Okay,
My
so
bad.
what people when I'm saying South Asia, what people refer to as like India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan,
Yes.
all of that, and then so in terms of that, like,
There's
what's-
no representation.
well, because there's
Oh
still
no,
picking-
you know what I'm about to say.
Say Aladdin.
Miss
bro.
Miss Marvel?
Miss Marvel's the first one.
Yeah, okay.
That-
Yeah.
That's the first one, yeah,
Alright.
and that's this year.
That's true. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's them recognizing that. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, it's not like, oh, we need to make people feel included. It's more like, hey, congratulations, you guys have qualified as a market that we're going to appeal to. You know, and it's like, and you see it where it's like, you know, and I think it's fine, and then and there's a journey for everybody. So in the beginning, it would have been like, especially for brown people, it was white guys wearing brown makeup, and then they started having brown guys who definitely didn't have accents doing accents.
Can I ask you a question though
Yeah.
about Aladdin specifically?
Why are you going back to Aladdin?
Also, assuming I know anything about Aladdin.
Well, no. It's like I think that Disney purposely made it. What is it? I don't want to say like anonymous. What is the word I'm looking for? They didn't stamp it.
Androgynous? No,
And-
that's
Yeah, basically culturally androgynous, if you will.
Yeah.
Androgynous would be like gender, I think, right?
yeah.
But because if you look at like Taj Mahal, right? That could be the palace that you see in Aladdin. Not to mention like the names, like Jasmine. How many Indian Jasmines are there?
Okay.
Ali, how many Indian Alis? What I think on purpose, they tried to make it the whole region relatable for the entire region because it's just more people that could tap into it
Yeah, and that goes back to my point.
because it's more monetizable.
But I don't think
Even though it's absolutely the Middle East, 100%,
Yeah.
and that's what it is.
and I didn't grow up thinking those were my people when I watched that. Like I knew like flying carpets, like that's not something that my people or anybody in India talks about or has in their lore or their culture or their mythology or anything.
Yes.
Like that's
And-
a whole
yeah.
different thing. So when you think about that, you think Persian rugs, you think Persia.
Yeah, or Moroccan.
Morocco, that's North Africa.
Like with the,
yeah.
what do they call it, the Kufis or whatever
Yeah.
like that? Like,
yeah, the Kufi- yeah, and those are like Muslims in North Africa, or you're thinking Persia or Syria,
Yeah,
all of that. Yeah,
it's Persia, isn't it?
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
Aladdin is.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
Yeah,
Okay, it was
everything
Persia
was
the
AL.
whole
And
fucking
yeah,
time.
everything was AL, and that's all original people too. So like, that's cool,
Yeah.
but like that's not any of my people.
They were in Syria.
That's just Assyria. Still, all of that area is like Babylonian Assyria. Where,
Yeah,
like, the
that got
original
carved
people
up.
are. Yeah, Agrabah is based on many places.
Aladdin's Agrabah is based on many places. That's kind of the issue.
Like genies in a bottle. There's no stories like that in India.
Nothing?
No.
Huh.
But there's that new movie that came out with Idris Elba where he plays a genie. And again, they're in a 300 10,000 Nights, something like that. Yeah. It came out the same. It literally came out the same week he had that other movie where he's like fighting lions. Yeah, the same week that other movie came out. It's the dude that made Mad Max. He made this really cool artsy movie where Idris Elba is a genie.
Do you want to know something crazy? When I was a kid, I didn't know Aladdin wasn't white.
Me neither. What?
Interesting.
I know. I was talking to Akash about this recently. We were talking about because Akash was like, I know that wasn't kind of what you said. He goes, I know that wasn't us, but it was the closest thing to us. So it kind of felt cool to see. And then I was like, I thought Aladdin was a white guy. Why? Because I think that they purposely make it, whatever that word that we're looking for, androgynous. But what is cultural androgyny? Like non-specific. Chris, what's the word I'm looking for? But like, I think they purposely do it. Like, and
generic?
Yeah, there's like a certain, and obviously the voice. You know, it was like fucking Jonathan Taylor Thomas or some shit that was voicing it, right?
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Yeah, when you just give everybody a North American accent.
So I was like, oh yeah, I think these are just fucking white people.
Culturally ambiguous.
Ambiguous. Yes,
that's
ambiguity.
It.
Yes. So isn't that weird though?
Besides the color,
I don't know. Just it
but
wasn't
even then, like
so
if you went by features and stuff like that, like I mean, and Disney has done such a better job now, but back then, all this shit was racist. That was racist. Lion King was racist as fuck. All of super racist.
But once it's not people, then it's like, okay, I can suspend disbelief, right? But like when it's people, like I saw in like a little bit of Encanto, right? And I was like, oh no, this shit Latino than a motherfucker.
Yeah, and that's more modern. So
the modern shit, they let you know exactly what
they're doing
it is.
it right. Yeah.
But back in the day, you know what I mean? Like, Little Mermaid was white, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know no more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's interesting because Little Mermaid is actually based off
some Norwegian shit.
Yeah, like, I think it's a Dutch story or a Norwegian story.
Yeah, and
so
it's Danish actually.
For,
Hans Christian Andersen.
It could stay white because it's a white
supposed
story.
to be.
Yeah, it's like they're not going to change Mulan.
Stop it.
What, bro? Hans Christian Andersen as white, bro.
Hey, don't need to.
Mermaids is white.
Stop it.
Mermaids are white, bro. Mermaids are white, bro. You don't think mermaids are white? I'm not saying that the new version isn't. Like, wasn't
I'm not saying mermaids are white. I'm saying if the story has origins there, like Mulan.
You don't think mermaids closer to the equator or a little darker?
All I'm trying to say is when my man wrote the book, he wrote them white. That's and he invented the idea, or mermaids always existed.
I'm not arguing that idea. He wrote it, and he's from where he's from. That's the story. I'm looking at it the same way. Like, are they going to let people change out Mulan?
They need to do that.
No, I'm just saying,
fair is fair, bro.
As I said, for me, when I look at this stuff, I look at it as performative. I don't look at it as them trying to do it to make young kids see themselves. I look at it, they're just trying to do it for a cash grab. And it's not done genuinely. Take great stories. No, I'm not hating on Mulan. I'm saying, for example, what they're doing with like Little Mermaid.
Are they going to flip Mulan? Like Mulan is clearly
they flip the Little Mermaid. Will they flip Mulan?
It's a Chinese story. They need to do Mulan but Taiwan. They need to do Mulan but Taiwan. What about that? That would be fire. They do Taiwanese Mulan.
There goes your TikTok algorithm.
Wait, you think I'm handsome?
I don't know this guy. I do not condone his hate speech.
So my TikTok and my Instagram discover this morning was absolutely amazing.
Not anymore though. You just
now I'm fucked. But like I mean, I was dying laughing this morning, bro. And my humor is getting more and more juvenile on the app. Like, it was just guys farting in public and like as a prank.
Yeah.
And I was howling this morning.
Come on. Sorry.
It was a guy, he is like a fart machine or something. He just walks by people and he just asks them directions and then farts and then walks away. And I'm howling and I'm sending it to my wife and she's like, "What? I guess it's kind of funny. It's just someone farting." Nothing has been funnier to me than that humor right there. A guy farting in front of people that weren't expecting it. Also, this one was great. This is a good one. The guy goes, "Oh, you got to learn how to hide your farts." And he goes, "Yes." That one. Tell me that's not fire. Come on, Taylor. You never farted before? Yeah. Ew, nasty.
Yo, humans fart 14 times a day.
14 times a day,
Yeah.
Taylor farts?
What?
You farting 14 times a day?
Yeah, humans fart enough to fill a balloon every day.
You could fill a balloon of farts out your ass, Taylor? What does that mean? No. So Taylor believes that she's actually a thicker presence than Charlamagne.
And how does that relate to farts, though?
Well, I think you keep
Haven't asked me, okay.
but you keep it more in. Also, the bigger your ass, the more the fart sounds like a high-pitched scream. Did you know that? Like a big fat ass, there ain't enough room for it to just, right? No, yours is like this. You sound like a Mariah Carey. Like you sound like Mariah breaking glass. That's what your farts sound like. It's okay, Taylor. Come on. What is love about? Humble, what's love about? What is love? What does that mean for love? That I was watching fart pranks this morning, dying as a 39-year-old in my bed.
Your love for comedy.
I mean, god damn, that shit cracked me up.
Yo, I want to ask you, are you getting hate from like the old school comedians now?
Hate from
you
them?
like, I feel like you're about to steal some spots.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little. There's one. There's one that's doing a little hating, but it's the right one. So
yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think I know who, but I was thinking about that.
Yeah, but I will say a lot of the OGs have been like very supportive. Most of the OGs have been very supportive because like I think a lot of them have seen a lot of success doing some of the things that we were able to do, like the social media stuff and like, you know, putting comedy up on YouTube, and they're seeing like that really worked for them in their career. So I think a lot of them are stoked about that.
Yeah.
And I try to help out as much as I possibly can to anybody who asks. So yeah.
Because you also represent a new dynamic to the hustle of comedy.
Yes.
Because I think especially after when the pandemic hit, you're just like, all right.
We in.
Yeah, we're in.
Yeah.
It don't matter what happened. And everybody else is trying to figure out, I can't go live. How do I pay my bills? You're just like, yo, there are 20 new ways I'm about to make some money.
Exactly.
And you did that on top of craft.
Yes. We worked the years on the craft. I think it's like, what is that saying? Like it takes 10 years to be an overnight sensation or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was just like working all that time on the craft, making sure that the quality of the product is good, because you can't market dog shit.
Yeah.
And then taking some time to be like, okay, how do we get it out to as many people as possible? And in my estimation, most comics, they love the freedom to create the way that they want to create. You know, a lot of times comics are kind of like misfit individuals that don't really fit into traditional jobs, right? So they really value their freedom. That's something that I value probably more than anything in the world. So finding new ways where they can put their stuff out in the exact way that they know works, because they're out there on the road testing it, I think was like really liberating for a lot of people. The young comics coming up right now, that's all they know, which is really cool. But the older one, the OGs, they're like, oh man, I know what it's like to have Comedy Central tell me half the jokes I can't do, and they have a sponsorship with fucking Pepsi, so I have to change my Coca-Cola joke into a Pepsi joke to fit their thing. Mm-hmm. And now they don't got to deal with none of that shit anymore. So I think that they're like, oh, this is a cool time for comedy. Yeah, there's a cool time for comedy. I wonder if the young ones coming up will even, you know what it is? It's cool. What is it? You want the next generation to not know your problems. You just got to make sure you don't turn into the OGs. They're like, you know, the basketball players are like, shit, if they played defense on me, I would have dropped 60 points.
Yeah.
You know, like, as long as you don't turn into one of them, I think.
I live in North, right now I live in North Hollywood, and they have like this small club called Haha.
Yeah.
So I go there like once a week.
Oh, yeah.
And all I want to do is just, and I'm seeing the exact same people every week, and I'm just like, I really hope like that one of these people just blows.
Is there something you saw that you really liked?
I don't know any of the names, but there's one dude, he's like a pretty boy, and his jokes are around knowing he's good looking.
That's good.
And talking about that.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because he still talks about all his defeats, like how women have still defeated him despite him being good looking.
Yeah.
It was that. And then at one point he called me out where he was just like, told the whole audience to fuck. He goes, this guy's laugh is all that matters.
Yeah.
I laugh out loud. Like he goes, this guy gets me. Fuck all of y'all. I'm not worried about you guys. I'm just testing on him.
Yeah.
And I felt seen at that moment. But
so what happened? You hated Will Smith in Aladdin?
Yeah.
What happened?
I didn't even see that one.
Oh.
Was that good?
I didn't see that one, bro. I didn't see that.
Oh, God damn.
Poor Will Smith.
And that's Philly bias. Y'all want to pay some bills? Smith.
Yes, let's pay some bills, bro.
Let's pay some bills, man.
What we got, Taylor?
Hey, today's episode of Brilliant Idiots, man, is brought to you by Policy Genius. If you have a family like I do, you already have plenty of things to worry about, okay? A good life insurance plan can give you extra peace of mind that your family will always be taken care of, man. I got 4 daughters. All I think about is their future. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Policy Genius helps you when it comes to your child's futures, okay? Policy Genius was built to modernize the life insurance industry. You know how many people I know that don't have life insurance? Huh? Their technology makes it easy to compare life insurance quotes from top companies like AIG and Prudential in just a few clicks to find your lowest price. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $17 per month for $500,000 of coverage. Can you imagine passing away and leaving your kids $500,000? It's better than the nothing that you're going to leave them if you don't have no life insurance, okay? And Policy Genius has licensed agents who can help you find options that offer coverage in as little as a week and avoid unnecessary medical exams. They're not incentivized to recommend one insurer over another, so you can trust their guidance. There are no added fees, and your personal info is private. No wonder they have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Your loved ones deserve a financial safety net. You deserve a smarter way to find and buy it. Head to PolicyGenius.com or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. That's PolicyGenius.com. You need to get that life insurance, okay? Because the family you bless by getting life insurance will probably be your own. And I want to salute everybody who advertises with the show, man. NordVPN is one of those advertisers. Are you missing out on your favorite show because it's not available in your region? Huh? Trying to keep your private time private? Well, let me introduce you, NordVPN. If you're bored of U.S. Netflix, why not take it for a spin in the U.K.? Huh? You like Top Boy? There might be a lot of other shows like Top Boy on the UK Netflix. Using NordVPN and the click of a button, you can do just that. No need to travel to Japan for your favorite anime when NordVPN brings it right to you. With 5,000 plus server options, no show is out of your reach. They've also doubled down on keeping you safe with their new threat protection feature, okay? Say goodbye to intrusive website ads and malware. Even if you download an infected file, threat protection kicks in and deletes it before it makes a mess of your computer. It's the price of a cup of coffee every month, a small price to pay for premium cybersecurity and access to a vast amount of entertaining content from all over the world. Grab your exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/brilliantidiots to get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan plus 4 months for free. It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. That's NORDVPN.com/brilliantidiots for a discount of your NordVPN plus 4 months for free. Now let's get back to the show. All right, we got church announcements, Schultz?
Nah.
I don't believe that. You got to stop saying you don't have no church announcements. You know what somebody reminded me of last week? They was like, man, y'all got so many businesses, so many entities, so many things y'all doing. Stop saying that y'all don't do nothing. You know what it is? We move on from things that we create and assist with that we're not even thinking about it. But think about all the product you have in the ecosystem right now.
Oh, I got a church announcement.
Okay.
I want to shout out my brother, Kid Super, man. Kid Super is a brilliant designer, and now he is designing this year's men's collection for Louis Vuitton, and he's going to have the show in Paris. So this is like a true New York creative, absolutely brilliant dude.
Wow.
And so now he's doing that. So he'll be doing that at Paris Fashion Week. So I want to go out there and check that, but I'm super excited for him. That's a big achievement, man.
Salute the Kid Super, man.
Yeah.
Humble, you got How to Be Loved.
Yes, sir.
It's out.
Yes, it's been a week. Yeah, epic. Yeah.
Well, Humble,
glad,
that's going to make him run out there and get it.
Yeah. Now is when you stop being humble.
You know what's funny?
Stop being humble.
It's funny. I don't know who it was, and I promise I don't know who it was, and I don't remember the context of it. But somebody within the past 2 weeks said they discovered me on the Brilliant Idiots. But the way they were saying it was like they were ashamed.
Wait, why? Wait, why?
I hear a lot of people's guilty pleasure.
I guess I was like, yeah, they're like, I just have to admit it. I discovered you on like the Brilliant Idiots. And I was like, what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
I guess they wanted to find me an NPR or something.
This is the perfect place. Listen, we're the only people that accept that we are brilliant idiots. That's all this world is full of.
Yeah.
Brilliant idiots. That's it.
Yeah.
Are idiots who occasionally flash their brilliance. One of the two.
Well, he did the gunshot thing, yeah.
One of the two, baby. So go get How to Be Loved. It's out right now. Me, man, same thing. Thank you to everybody who
what's your announcement?
I thank you for everybody who, continues to support the Black Effect Podcast Network. Taylor, you was just on y'all weekly conference call. And, I think last year we had like 250,000 downloads or something crazy like that. You know what I mean? So salute to everybody who's been listening to the Brilliant Idiots. I said the Brilliant Idiots. Thank you for everybody who's listening to Brilliant Idiots, but thank you to everybody who's just been checking out the podcast on the Black Effect Podcast Network. We got some...
I think probably you meant 250 million.
What'd I say?
250,000.
Oh, yeah. Damn, you're right. 250 million.
Yeah.
Duh. You're right. It was 250 million. It was 250 million. So thank you. And, we got some podcasts that we're going to be announcing real soon. Same thing with Black Privilege Publishing. Thank you to everybody who supported. Tamika Mallory and Anita Kopak, Shallow Waters. This is a church announcement because this just went out. We're doing a Black Privilege book publishing conversation in Brooklyn. It's me, Tamika Mallory, and Anita Kopaks in Brooklyn. Let me find the damn date. February 8th at 7 p.m. We'll be at the Brooklyn Library. Myself, Tamika Mallory, and Anita Kopaks to talk about Black Privilege Publishing and, how their books have influenced, a lot of people's lives. So if you got Anita Kopak, Shallow Waters, if you have Tamika Mallory's State of Emergency, we will be out there. And I cannot wait to announce the other books that we have coming out.
Can you give us like a little teaser?
No, I can't. The only reason I don't want to do that is because it would be too obvious and I don't want to step on nobody's rollout. You know what I mean? Books are very special to people and I want people to be able to announce, their work the way they want to. And then when they announce, I will be there supporting them 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And make sure you check out the projects we got on SBH Productions on Audible, Finding Tamika, which was the #1 true crime audio series last year for 2022, and check out Summer of 85 by our guy Chris Moreau. Okay? Okay, now let's get back to the show.
I did one of your shows.
You did one of the shows?
Yeah, I played like a contestant on a love show.
Oh,
the SBH production.
Oh yeah, that's coming out. Unleashed with Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was when we announced SBH Productions. We announced the slate of shows, so I could talk about that. Yeah, my good sister Alicia Renee. She's got a project coming out called Unleashed with Love. It's actually our first audio scripted sitcom. Like the first two projects we put out were documentaries, you know what I mean? Finding Tamika and Summer of 85. But this is actually an audio scripted, series. So it's a lot of really interesting people on that. But yeah, Alicia Renee, Unleashed with Love. It'll be out this year. We don't have the exact date yet, but it'll definitely be out this year. Damn, dope.
Yeah.
So Humble, you said something interesting. You said you feel like you had to get out of Toronto.
Yeah.
No, LA. Oh, no,
Toronto,
No,
because you said you were thinking about moving to New York, and I was like, why? You in Toronto, but I forgot you was in LA, and I'm like, but Toronto's dope.
I feel like Toronto's dope for inspiration, and I mean, like, it's such a dope-ass city, but, like, the scale is not there, like, in terms of the population, in terms of the opportunities. So it's like, you have to leave and come to the States because it's just more opportunities, more challenges here. You think you're good at whatever you do, you come out here, you're going to find 1,000 people better than you. So it's just a bigger pool of competition to make you step up your game. And then just access to money and funds is way bigger out here. So that's why I moved to LA to explore it over there.
So all of these people that have been successful from Toronto that we've seen recently, I'm going with it. The Drakes, the Weeknds, the Justin Biebers, they haven't created an infrastructure in Toronto?
I mean, a lot of them are in music, so I don't even know what the infrastructure would look like.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like the one thing Drake definitely has done is just like made room. Like you don't have to like be in his good graces to have a career in Toronto in music. People can do a bunch of stuff and never cross paths with him, and he's not going to get in the way.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of independent artists do well that way, but it's like, he had to his success still came from the States and international, and now he's building something over there now. So I think, and that's a cool thing about it, because I think probably in 20 years, Toronto will probably be a world class cultural city. Like
20?
I feel like like, wow. But I mean comparable to like a Paris and London and New York at that point.
That's crazy, because I look at Toronto with reverence.
It is, but it's just young. It's just a younger city, and it's smaller.
You're talking about like opportunities, financial opportunities.
Yeah, like I'm a best-selling author I'm a best-selling author in Toronto, and it would be like a lower middle class life, right? You're a best-selling author here in America, then like you're living good.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
Talk to him, humble.
You know, so it's like, and again, even the country.
Don't be humble about that, bro. You're a New York Times best-selling author, bro.
Yeah, man. And then
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
so from that standpoint, it's like understanding that, and it's like there's only a handful of major cities in Canada, so you can only tour so much, you can only do so much. Yeah, and then like, you know, there's, as I said, I love the city though, and my goal is to move back. My goal is to create, like I moved to LA because I got involved in like TV writing. The script that I'm writing is about Toronto. So I want to take that American budget and shoot a show in Toronto.
As you should.
Yeah. And then I want to be near family, be in my city.
Even for the winter?
Yeah, I don't mind the winter.
Really?
Yeah. I'm doing ice baths, man. I don't mind the winter.
Bro.
You know what I realized, especially living in LA where every day is the exact same? I feel like it's good for the joints. It'll be good for your knees. It's good for the joints. But I think just having diversity in weather and, as I said, having resilience. Yeah. I feel like I went to a birthday party and they had a heated pool, and the heated pool was 88 Fahrenheit. I'm Celsius. I don't even know how much that is.
Oh, great.
People were complaining that it was too cold.
Too cold?
Yeah.
Nah.
They were saying it was too cold, and I was like, this water don't feel cold. Like my nipples ain't hard. Like what are you guys talking about? But I realized that's what happens. You just get soft in LA. You just get soft.
Yeah.
You're just not used to weather. You're not used to anything uncomfortable. And it's like
really
the same weather.
Well, I think it depends in LA because, you know, if you're not talking about the hood of LA, of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I can hear Glasses from Loans hearing this right now, and he's highly upset.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, I'm not. Yeah, and they even have colder weather more south in LA, I guess.
They would say you're talking about Hollywood.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I shouldn't be saying Los Angeles. I should be saying Hollywood, and I shouldn't be talking about LA people. I should be talking about the industry.
Yeah.
Because that industry is like social media in real life. It's it's all of that. But I think that's what I realized. And it's like also like I had a moment where like I was trying to go with some friends and they canceled because it was too cold. And whatever the temperature was, like my mom was bragging about how nice it is in Toronto, and it was colder. So I was like, there's something about this four seasons and the resilience. And even here, I've been like walking everywhere, and enjoying it and missing that and missing energy. You can't walk around anywhere in LA. Yeah. So the goal is I have to be in America because the scale's here. So it's either LA or New York. I don't know anywhere else bigger than Toronto.
That's what I could see myself missing in LA would definitely be the interaction with the people. And even if I'm not talking to them, just seeing them exist. And that's the beauty of New York. Is like you just walk in, you see people working, you see people going to work, coming from work. There's like a movement to the city, right? And it's a really healthy thing. It pushes you. And I think when you live in a more suburban place, you just check out from work so much easier, right? It's like I go to work, and then when I'm home, I don't even got to think about home. And that's great for life, I imagine. Like it really allows you to create that separation between like work and play. But it's not great for the grind because the grind is, there is no separation.
Yeah.
But what are we trying to do? You know, we're trying to settle down. We're trying to have a family. We're trying to focus on that. And play is really important.
Yeah. But then also like, as a creator, you need to like have these conversations, be outside to have material. 100%. So I guess it is finding that balance.
Do you think your industry is respected? And what I mean by that is when we talk about books, right? I think it's because I'm 44, but I'm gonna still say younger. Like it seems like the book industry is still like a older medium. Like people respect it they respect the Judy Blooms of the world and, you know, the people who have been doing it for a long time. But when you say you're a New York Times bestselling author, or I say I'm a New York Times bestselling author, or I say I got a book in print, do you think people give a fuck?
I mean, I started with music, and then what I realized was they're comparable. Like you have a hit song, go on tour. You have a hit book, go on tour. I feel like at least with books, people who mess with books, the quality of them and their relationship with you is better.
Yeah.
Someone can like you people don't even like you for a hit song now. They like you for 8 seconds of your hit song.
Yeah.
You know, whereas that's not happening with a book. Somebody read your book. You guys have a meaningful connection.
I've told people they don't like me, but they like my book.
Yeah.
I've literally had people say, I never liked you.
Yeah.
On the radio, on podcasts, or nothing, but I love Black Privilege. Or I love Shook One.
It's a lot of time they're investing in you.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? hours,
Yeah.
days, weeks.
Yeah.
And it's not fickle. It's not going to be as fickle. Whereas like, oh, I like the first book, and then I'm not going to give the second book a chance.
Yeah.
And it's slow. I think what I liked a lot about getting into this versus music and everything, and even social media, is like this is slow art. Like this is 3 years in the making, and that's not considered long.
Mhm.
That's not considered a long, like Kendrick Lamar 5 years between albums type situation. So I like that, and that's why I'm trying to get into TV, because that's even slower. I'm just trying to. I just want to do slow art versus this fast stuff. It's like you got to make a song, you got to make 7 million clips to advertise the song.
Man.
Everyone loves the song. That's the only song they know. And then you go out and perform it, and then everyone only knows that song or 8 seconds of that because they call it a sound.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's heartbreaking if you bust your ass trying to make something and they refer to it as a sound and they're using it and doing a stupid dance. Like all of that I think is different versus like there are people on TikTok that just read quotes from my book and build a following off of my quotes. I don't care. Like the energy is there. Yeah. And it's also just like they're still spreading goodness and by all means. So I think for me, I'm chasing that slower art because I'm trying to make a living off of this versus just stroking my ego.
Yo, hold up. I'm gonna tell you why I love that, because I never thought about that. Music really is for the moment.
Yeah.
Like you can go in the studio and literally write about, what you went through that day. But if you're really trying to create like a body of work, like that's gonna stand the test of time, you gotta go live some life.
Yeah.
In a real way.
Yeah.
I will say though, nothing impacts humans like music.
It doesn't.
It is the most powerful. And I say this to someone who makes comedy for a living. Someone who enjoys like toiling away, like you're saying, for like even putting together this next hour. It's just going to take time to put it in, grind. And even when it's ready, to make it more ready. And I like that process, but I see the way, like I went to the Michael Jackson Broadway play and I saw just the way that not even Michael Jackson singing Michael Jackson affects you. In the audience, and your eyes light up, and you're watching fake Michael Jackson as if he's real Michael Jackson, and it's just, and then the first beat of the song comes on, and then your brain is blasted with all these memories that you've had with the song, and like how it affected you, and the times and places where you've been. Like,
I think that's slow art, though. I think Off the Wall is slow art. I think Thriller was slow art. I don't know how long. I'm sure that you could look it up, but I'm sure Quincy Jones and Michael didn't go make that shit in a week.
And people were also consuming it that way. Like if I start today from scratch making music, the hustle is drop singles. Singles. And now make 40 music videos for one single, right? It's not make something cinematic and beautiful.
Yeah.
And the challenge with that is anybody who's making music today grew up off of the slower art.
Yeah.
You grew up, where you listened to somebody's album and you heard album cuts. And you heard, skits, and you heard a body of work, which now is going to be extremely difficult for you to earn people. So, for example, like someone discovers they discover a clip of a joke, and then that's enough for them to check a special.
Yep.
Right?
Or it's enough for them to hate him forever and never even want to hear about who Andrew Schultz is.
Also true. But in music, it does. Like in music, I think that's where it's at, where it's like the gap that it moved so quickly. To that, where it's like you're selling these moments and they're monetizing these moments and they're monetizing these sounds. And I think that's where it's not there. Whereas again, with the book, like what I realized, because my first book I self-published. I wrote a book because I was trying to sell it as merch at my music shows. And I was like, what's better than a t-shirt for $20? So I wrote a
t-shirt
book.
for $10?
A t-shirt for $10. But I wrote a book and I self-published it and sold it for $20 at the shows until I did a show in Vancouver, and I'm not lying, 100% of the audience was female, and they were holding the book. And none of them even knew I made music, and the only guys that were there were the dudes I came with. And I was like, oh, because it's easier to read a black and white text than it is to understand lyrics.
Yeah.
I was rapping about the same stuff I write.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, now instead of playing this hustle, and then I had 2 or 3 songs that like got 1 million streams. And then again, you start to realize like you're dependent on this hit. When's your next hit?
Yeah.
Whereas with the book, is you build a trust with them. All I have to do is be more honest. I don't have to make it a hit.
Or maybe you found your medium.
I think my medium is putting words together. I think I do have a dream for music still in the context. I think what I would want to do in the long run, and I'll put this out there now and try to live up to it, is like make 10 minutes a year and like go on a DJ Clue or the LA Leakers and just do 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Freestyling?
Yeah.
I did not know you rapped, Humble.
Yeah, I can rap. I can
Well,
rap.
The floor is yours. the floor is yours. Do you need to stand up? You know, like, what do you need? You need a beat?
So
Like,
again, Humble the Poet. The poet came from the idea. I used to battle rap.
I thought
So
you
it came from me
I
shitting
thought
on
you was
MCs.
doing this.
Well, my rap sounds like spoken word, but not
Okay.
like. But I can rap.
I
have.
Humble, I never knew you rap, bro.
Yeah,
and I follow you. I've never known that.
Yeah, you can look.
You've
look me
interviewed
up.
him multiple times.
I never knew he rapped.
Yeah.
Ever. I like Humble's brain. I've never even heard Humble say this.
Okay.
I've
No,
never
that's
heard
not
you
true.
say you rap, bro.
We can pull up some Breakfast Club interviews. I've definitely
You
talked
might have
about
said you made
rapping.
music, but I don't know why I didn't think
Yeah,
rap.
no,
I never thought
yeah.
rap.
And then I got into producing during the pandemic. I started making beats. But I work with really talented producers, like musical savant level dudes. And so I've been, so I still, like, I write verses almost every day.
Okay, can we get some bars, bro?
Humble, time out.
Can we get some
Humble?
bars, bro?
Humble, I
This is going
love
to be a
you.
safari moment.
Humble,
Right?
that's what I'm saying. I
It's
love
not going to
you.
be.
I don't
No.
want this to happen.
Okay, let me-
It's not up to, I need,
All right, let me get, no, there's no
Humble.
shit up here. Here,
Humble.
let me, look, I'm going to gas myself up even more.
Okay.
And then I'll live up to it, okay? When I first ever came to New York, I went to Sedgwick and Cedar Ave. I love hip hop. I went to the place that hip hop was born.
Okay.
Didn't know how to.
and created hip hop.
Yes, in
The Bronx?
I had no idea how to get there. I remember it was like a mission.
Yeah.
I get there and there's some dudes sitting on the stoop, and like a nerd, I walk up to these guys and I was like, "Hey, this is the building where hip hop started." Immediately, like, "Fuck you, get the fuck out of here." And I said,
That's the most New York shit
Yeah.
ever. That just means, hi, you're welcome. That's all
Yeah.
that means.
They did that to me when I went to the Joker stairs in the Bronx. They did, bro. I'm just trying to relive this fucking movie
"You're
moment.
having these clown
You wanted to
traumas."
dance on the stairs.
Yeah, bro. That's why I'm fucking clowns, bro. That's how I'm fucking clowns. See, clowns always do me dirty, bro.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so go on.
So I'm like, "Yo, let me rap for you, and if it's shit, like, I'll fuck off."
Yeah.
And they cut me off after 2 bars, and then it was all love after that. 2 bars. I didn't even finish a verse. And that
So
was back
give us
then.
the-
When I
Humble, I
sucked.
don't know if that's
It's
love,
fine,
bro. 2 bars?
And it, no, I
They
have
let you get 2?
I have
feel
a video.
so uncomfortable right now. So uncomfortable.
This is
If you don't want to beat, let him go acapella.
You want to beat
You want to do acapella?
I can just do it a cappella.
Yeah, let him do acapella. I don't even know what that was you bought. Alex put up his little shitty beat that he made here. Alex made that here at WTF when nobody's here. When nobody's here, he's in here making beats. I tell you, he dressed like a hip hop producer.
Can I be great? Can I be great?
Doesn't he dress like a hip hop producer? All right,
Okay, here's the thing.
Humble the Poet.
Here's the thing. So if I suck, just tell me I suck.
Okay.
And if you like it,
Yeah.
then please help me live out this dream of finding one place once a year that I could drop a freestyle.
All right, you drop it right here.
right here. This could be your spot.
And I'll do it with a beat then. And I can just spend my year working on that 10 minutes. Or 5 minutes. 10 minutes is a lot. I'm not Black Thought. All right.
Is there a theme to this?
I'm gonna just do one about love.
About love, okay.
Someone look at him, he's gonna laugh.
Let me get it out. Because I don't even know. I'm laughing at Andrew.
You guys, I have music videos. I write and direct. You guys can watch my shit. Trust me.
Come
I
on,
know I don't.
Charlotte, watch this
Since
shit.
I
Shut up, man.
listen, since I began, people listen. This ain't nothing. I'm not even fazed by this. People
Word.
are surprised I can speak English. You think I worry about people
That's right.
thinking I can't spit?
That's right.
Like,
Come on.
I would
I
not
just want to call you
disrespect hip-hop.
Humfari when this is over.
Yo,
Let's go, Humbo.
Even though you thought you were my sunny day, you left me burnt, and the tan line exists around the space where my heart is or was. You thought that because there was a dependency, we can call that shit love, but it wasn't. Love is something you don't know, and we too passionate to pass it up, so fast forward. Skip the awkwardness, the mushy parts, to 143 at that moment when we realize the ship is gonna sink, uh-oh. Funny now that I admit it, but another 6 or 7 months had passed before we split, uh-oh. That's 2 seasons of bullshit, followed by the coldest winter, then healing bullets with butterfly wings came. Saying stupid things, man, all up in my brain. Now my fame gets to blame then? Yeah, I got a couple fans, but it's only me and you in this room arguing. We loathe loneliness so much. Love becomes something we lust. We were settling like the dust when one of us would grab the other's heart and beat it like they stole something, then give it back and act like we ain't even hold nothing. The truth is we just fucking scared to die alone, but love don't help us die in pairs, so why the fear? Every new girl I meet makes me see a side of me that previously I never met. Amazing what was hiding here. And yeah, I cried some tears. Come on and wouldn't. Getting jerked up out my comfort zone wasn't pleasant. I couldn't bear a life lacking security or certainty. Now I'm addicted to adventure, a 180 certainly. And change is constant. I'm sure you're changing too. For the better, but what I'm saying is I can't change with you. It's getting old for sure. Always standing toe to toe, competing with our speeches. But for me to grow, I gotta go.
Okay.
Don't look at me. You're the one.
Okay, but that ain't rap.
Wait,
that sounds like poetry.
What's rap?
what's rap? What's rap?
Rap is rhyming words. MC is communicating with rhymes. And
But
then I
it's
call myself Humble the Poet, saying I'm elevating it tonight. I grew up on Andre 3000.
Yeah, well, I can see that.
You put
I
up.
can see
I
that.
have songs.
I can
I
see
have
that.
like songs with hooks and singing.
No,
and all
the
that.
lyrical content was there. It just sounded like a poem. Like I don't know why when somebody says they about to rap, I'm expecting like a
You want me to rap about guns?
no. It's just like it's like a cadence.
Wait, what do you mean?
You know when you hear a rap, you the difference between hearing a rapper rap and hearing a poet spit poetry. That sounded like
That was definitely poetry.
that was poetry.
beautiful.
I thought it was amazing.
That goes on a beat. You put on a beat, I'll rap. It sounds the same. It might just have a little bit more melody to it. Even though you thought you were my sunny day, you left me burnt in the tan line, exist around the space where my heart
See?
is. So
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
You see the difference? That's the difference.
Yeah, we needed that.
That's
we needed
the
that, bro.
difference.
We needed that. We needed that because I was listening to it and I was like, wow, this is beautiful. And I'm like, wow, do I relate to these experiences? Oh, am I finding new things about myself with each person that I date? Oh, yeah, I do. Like it was really great how you could do that. But I understand what Charles.
I'll give you an example. Everybody talks about the Safari freestyle. His
This
delivery
is not that.
No. His delivery was there. Wasn't no content. With Humble, the content was there, but I didn't hear the rap delivery. But when you did what you did just now, I'm like, oh, okay.
You need beats, or you don't like the beats?
I mean, I could do beats. I just didn't know what beat they'd pull up.
You want to try it again with the rap cadence? Just to see? I'm just saying. You want to try it again with the rap cadence?
So hard, bro.
Why is it hard?
I'm not being in your position to be like the arbiter of rap.
I am not the arbiter of rap.
I'm just saying, like,
Listen, I read Humble's books.
Yeah.
If Humble wants to rap, I'm going to support him in that. You know what I mean?
This is what happened. I started doing spoken word poetry in coffee shops to meet girls. That's how it all started.
Yeah.
Then one day I was in a room full of people and they said some shit about how kids are stupid and they don't listen. And I used to be a school teacher. And I was like, kids aren't stupid. You don't know how to speak to them. So what I did was I took Minority Report from Jay-Z and I put it on the background and I tried to write a poem. And then I obviously snapped onto the beat.
Mm-hmm.
So then it sounded like a rap song.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the song and I didn't put my name on it. I didn't put my face on it. It had a lyrics video and I dropped that shit. It's like 2008. And then that shit in Toronto went viral. No one knew my face or anything. And then I don't even think I didn't even have Humble the Poet back then. Then I recorded in some dude's basement against a mattress. And then they're like, yo, do you have a rap name? And I was thinking Humble the Poet. They're like, that's a stupid rap name. And I was like, well, fuck you, I'm using it. So that's what it is.
Not a stupid rap name.
Well,
that is sick.
Back then, it was funny because some guys like, social media, that's a long handle. And he was right.
Yeah.
But from that context, they were speaking, and I was just like out of spite. I was like, fuck y'all, I'm going to use this. And then somebody heard my voice at a wedding and they recognized it off the song. Because I was scared back then to put anything out. Since then, I've released, I have singles, I have music out, I have albums. I have an album called Righteous and Ratchet.
All right.
Yeah.
Can we hear one more?
Everything's going to sound poetic right now.
What do you mean?
Should we do a beat? Should we bring that Minority Report beat up?
Or should we just pull up something that's on YouTube?
You can pull up something on YouTube.
Pull up something on YouTube.
Why are you looking at me? That's the
Because we're doing a podcast.
Don't look at me,
What
bro.
do you
Hey, don't look at me,
I
bro.
performed at Lollapalooza.
For real?
Yeah, I'm not, as I said, I was heavy on the music hustle. Then you start to realize, when the book happened by accident. And then
nothing happens by accident. Humble,
well,
you know that.
I wrote the book, I self-published it. It got picked up 4 years later.
The book got picked up by a publishing company 4 years after you self-published.
Yeah.
That wasn't Unlearned, was it?
That was.
Oh, wow. I love Unlearned.
Because what I did was I did an Apple commercial in Toronto where I did spoken word, and then that put me on the map. And then they looked me up, realized I had a book.
And they're like, let's get this.
The bookstore, the actual bookstore, Indigo, which is like the Barnes & Noble over here, they reached out and they licensed the book. And then I plugged it in the system. It became a bestseller. And then that's when I connected with Mark out here. And then he got me deals out here.
Wow. I mean, that's how I got introduced to Humble through the.
So they
his
still,
book
even
Unlearn.
in the back, they still write rapper. But as I said, like, you know, I grew up on like Outkast. I grew up on Andre 3000. That's why everything sounds poetic.
Yeah.
That's how he raps.
Yeah.
Andre got there, but no, you're right. Andre did get there a little later though. Like that cadence, that kind of like slower flow. It's almost like he's just talking to you. That was more later Andre than early Andre. Oh no. Yeah. Elevators was like that. What is this? It's new Humble. Well, old Humble.
What is this? Oh, you're putting a beat? Just put on one of the songs. Just put on something.
Yeah, I want to hear one. Put on Humble. Y'all are so crazy. They just went to chill hop music and just pulled up a random ass beat that they want Humble to rap over.
I'm not.
That is why would y'all do that?
I'm not Corday, man. I can't like go endless on a beat.
What song you want? Give them the song, Humble.
Dude.
You have to spell it out for Taylor.
I have a song called Hair. Humble the Poet Hair.
Humble the Poet Hair. You know how to spell hair, Taylor?
Hold on. How'd you spell hair?
Probably HARE. She probably put humble in the hair. She's like, I learned that in elementary school.
There's a video for it too.
This is the song?
Yeah.
Throw up for your city now, it feel like a beginning now. The rookie of the decade and the record always spinning
See,
out.
that's
I'm
rap.
living out my every dream, I'm wide awake and every scheme. Gon' hit the mark like laser beam, and we won't stop as major things, just throw them up. I said throw them up, we grateful that you showing up. So pop that shit and pull it up. And assalamu alaikum, Sunday calling, what it do? A couple breakups, couple makeups, now I wake up next to you.
Hey.
Right up to the summer.
I sing too.
31st of February, you were never coming, but I
31st of
love the way your hair feels. Yeah, I love the way your hair feels. I liked you in July, love you in September. Like the traffic in LA, I thought this was forever, but I love the way your hair feels. I said love the way your hair feels.
Sound kind of stalkerish.
Sunset on the beach, sunrise from the hills, bare feet on the grass, and that time we smashed.
Wow. I think you got to lead with this, Humble. Like, you should have gave us this first. I might edit the freestyle out.
Wow.
No, I'm serious. I'm like you got to lead with this.
No, but even this is not even lyrical. This is
give us
just
give us the lyrical shit.
What's the hard
this is a
song?
song called By Any Means Necessary.
By any means necessary, Taylor.
There's a beautiful
By is spelled
lyrics video.
B-Y.
Was that song Hair based off a true story?
It was just based off a girl that annoyed the hell out of me.
I love
She
that
was-
press
she was
replay
pretty
shit
cool. Yeah.
because you're reliving those moments. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
Because it was learning song structure. Yeah, that middle one.
Lead with that, Humble. Next.
So this beat, can you just pause for 1 second to tell you like this beat is Vogue. So this beat is Vogue. So this was like
Madonna?
yeah. So this beat was like when we originally made the song, just like a fuck you to homophobia. Like we made a hard song on Vogue because Vogue music is associated, you know, with like Vogue dancing and all of that. So I was gonna shoot a dope video for this, but then the pandemic hit.
So there's some gay shit?
Just the beat. The beat. Yeah. No, but no, listen, man. The producer's gay who made this beat, and they
Why y'all laughing?
he schooled me on this. But that was the thing.
so much?
I
Why
grew
y'all
up.
laughing so much, bro? Ain't that
Guy
what
is
he
so
just said?
crazy.
No, the producer that made this beat is gay. Shout out to Sick Knowledge. He's dope.
That's not what he said. He said it's a fuck you to homophobia, man.
It's a fuck you to homophobia beat,
You
but
didn't
like
hear the phobia part.
it's rapping
Fuck
over.
you to homophobe.
It's rapping over Vogue, but making it sound
Is
hard.
that what I just said?
Fuck you to homophobia.
Fuck you to homophobia.
Homophobia.
Exactly.
The people who are homophobic.
So fuck you to them.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. But he said the producer's gay,
Yeah.
and he schooled you
Exactly.
to.
Yeah, no, like he
How can I
schooled
be
me like he made me-
homophobic? My producer's gay. Right?
Oh man, I walked into that.
Come on, come
Oh,
on.
But the whole thing was like he made me watch this dope ass about New York. It's called Burning in Paris, Midnight in Paris.
What's that when they fall down? The dance.
It's about like the 80s, yeah, but it's about like the 80s and how many of them get murdered and killed and all of that. But it was like just about like that whole scene in the 80s. And then I watched that, and he educated me on what Vogue music actually was. And then he made a Vogue beat, and we
Vogue
rapped
is
on it.
fire. Madonna Vogue was fire. Let's hear it.
This is real Vogue. That Madonna shit wasn't real.
Ooh. I'm ready to get gay, bro. Let's go!
Bucket sing Malcolm X, Dudley, Georgia, fucking rep. 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 Big dick, 12-inch, need a ruler, slick Rick. Poker in the optical, that's what she's rocking now. Third eyes blurry, everything that's new is scary. So we hurry to act sorry. There's an app for that, an app the fact of ditching God is you can advocate for Lucifer. You spitting knowledge, but try living like a superstar. That spotlight gon' leave a dot on your head like Hindu broths. We rock mics, feed the spots on the reg, see the car. Bucket sing Malcolm X, Dudley, Georgia, fucking rep. Bucket sing Malcolm X, Dudley, Georgia.
You gotta explain the names.
Bucket sing
I need to know why.
X, Dudley, Georgia, fucking rep. Bucket sing Malcolm X, Dudley, Georgia, fucking rep.
I'm so mad you spit that freestyle first, bro. I am so upset at you, Humble. I'm like,
This is fire, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Why
This ain't even that gay.
No, it's gay.
I didn't see that much gay things in it.
He started off saying 12-inch dick.
But that could be straight too.
But why those I'm assuming I think I know, but why those three names?
Okay, so Bhagat Singh was like the dude. He was a revolutionary in India, fighting the British to get them out of India. He don't get the credit. The credit goes to Gandhi.
Okay.
So Gandhi was like the non-violent, sitting and whatever. Bhagat Singh was doing the dirt, fighting, doing all that, and he was executed.
Okay.
Y'all know Malcolm X's story. And then Dudley George, people don't know this. Dudley George is a Canadian. He's a native from Canada. He did a blockade over some. A corporation was taking over land, and he built a blockade. And what happened was he had like a pickup truck, and he had a stick in his hand. And the police in Ontario, like the Ontario provincial police, they sniped him. They killed him.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was completely unarmed.
Mm-hmm.
So it was one of those. So I'm talking about like these three revolutionary individuals, but at the end of the day, they all ended up losing their life.
Got you.
So speaking because I grew up in activism. I grew up with these types of heroes. Like the autobiography of Malcolm X was like the first thing that like changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into that Mumia, Abu Jamal, all of this. So I started in music, spitting through the lens of activism, and everything was for that. And I was doing that for forever. So it's just finding different ways to do it. So saying I rep these guys, but at the same time, they're all gone.
What made you pick up that cause?
It's kind of so this is much later in the journey. So this is much more like trying to abandon idealisms where it's like pick your battles. So like if we think like right now, for example, like you have activism the way someone like Jay-Z does it, which is like behind the scenes paying people's legal fees to fight cops or whatever. Right. Or then you'll have like, someone who's out loud and saying stuff in public, like Kanye or something like that. And
like a Tamika Mallory.
Anybody. Anybody. Well, or even old Kanye. Like George Bush don't care about black people. Yeah. And there's always you're putting kind of a target on your head. So I'm like, that spotlight gonna leave a dot on your head like Hindu brothers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm trying to be as ignorant and as smart. I'm trying to be a brilliant idiot in that song.
Yeah.
So that's why the first line is big dick, 12-inch, need a ruler, slick Rick. It's ignorant, but it's
then you
clever.
Said poke somebody in the eye.
Because Slick Rick has the eye patch.
I know.
Yeah.
I caught it.
I'm trying to
with that big dick.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Poke him in the optical eye patch, but I go third eye blurry. I'm talking about like that's what pokes you in the third eye.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like do this like I think ratchet and righteous type situation. But the goal is again, how do you speak to young people without sounding preachy?
Where?
right?
No, I'm with you.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yeah, you notice I didn't ask none of these questions about that freestyle. I asked about these 2 songs.
And again, like as I said, when I started with spoken word poetry, so everything for me comes from the poetic lens. And then when I do it with music, it's different. But like, as I said, so now, do we believe I can rap?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
The freestyle.
This one has a whole bunch of other people on it. But like, I still rap on this.
What do you say?
What?
The freestyle was rap. It just didn't have the beat to make it.
It didn't have
You wanted the energy.
Yeah,
You wanted the energy.
The cadence. I think he wanted to.
I wanted
feel like
rap.
It was
Like I didn't feel like
I
rap.
just wanted to prove that the lyrics didn't suck. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, this was with those 2 songs. I'm like, all right, I fuck with it. I can hear it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And again, and then I started learning about like making, like I learned song
I'm pulling that
structure
guy
or
over.
whatever.
I'm letting you know right now.
So there's a song called Love Don't Pay the Rent. And also that song here that had no samples. This song has no samples either. That's something I'm working with guys that like figured this stuff
When was this video made?
This is maybe like 5 years ago. This is somebody else's
You
track.
don't age humble. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't stress myself out. This is rap.
That's not you though. Who's that?
No, this is a young kid out of Toronto. I don't even know if he raps anymore.
If you ever knock
This was the producer asked me to jump on this joint. The producer, his name is Sick Kick. He's super talented. And then he asked me to jump on this joint with this guy.
Are you rapping? Or you just driving Uber?
You want to know why that joke actually?
Come on, son. You acting crazy, Charlamagne. Charlamagne, why you acting crazy? Crazy, you acting crazy.
Oh my God, man.
You know what's so funny? I'm working on a script right now, and the script has a lot of like racist banter in it. And all
I
to
don't know
myself,
if that was racist or
no,
accurate.
you know why I found it offensive?
Okay.
Because I'm the son of a cab driver,
Oh shit.
and that's what killed.
They
killed
killed
his
cabs.
Yeah, so that offended me from that.
Hold on.
level.
What do you mean they killed? Oh
Uber killed
shit.
the cab
Uber
driver,
killed cabs, man.
Hey, we got my dad out though.
Damn.
But
there
yeah,
was
so I
all
rap.
these-
But yo, that's ill what you said. The whole because it was he said he didn't take it offensive because he found it racist.
Yeah.
It's because the
It's
Uber
just,
took out your dad's
My
business.
dad still won't take Uber.
Bro,
Really?
there was cab drivers who committed suicide, bro.
But
Why didn't
I met the dude because I watched it. He did a talk and he was talking about New York and he started talking about it being a redundant business and all that. And I went the old CEO and I went up to him and I was like, "Yo, that's my dad's pension, man." Like,
Yep.
That plate was my dad's pension.
Yeah, the medallion.
The medallion.
Yeah.
And my dad just got the medallion.
Oof.
And you guys cut it in thirds.
Yeah.
Why
More
did-
than that, it's useless now.
Yeah.
So there was no cab drivers that evolved with the times.
Well, a
And,
lot
like,
of them
started-
did, but the ones that bought the medallion, because the medallions were limited and they were going for $500,000. The medallion is the right to become a cab driver.
What?
So
in New York, there's only 1,300 medallions.
so only 1,300 legal taxis. And then they would split them up to do a night shift and day shift. And then Uber came out and made those medallions that were so lucrative that these dudes had put all their fucking life
So if you want
savings
to drive
into.
cab, you got to find a medallion owner and pay him rent
Mhm.
to rent the medallion to drive the cab.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it was a perfect situation. So what was happening was people owned the medallions for generations
Yeah.
and they wasn't even driving cabs anymore.
They were just renting them out to
They
people.
were just renting them out. It was like a property. It was an asset.
Yo, that's a story.
So they killed the
it's
asset. Yeah.
Massive.
No, that's
There
a story. Because I'm thinking about when
People killed themselves, Charlotte. This is for real.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they
yeah,
committed
yeah,
suicide.
So my dad in Toronto, they gave him a government medallion. So it was like, you don't pay rent, but this has no value. Then they sued and they got it to be where you can own it and sell it. And then Uber came in.
Oof.
And the medallion was probably worth at its peak, maybe like $400,000. And then by the time my dad got out, it had to get sold for like $100,000.
Yeah.
Because we talk about the advancements in technology and how that makes the world better, but what about stories like this? So I wonder what other things that we think make the world better and more convenient that have actually hurt people.
Amazon.
Well,
Think so?
everything. but, yeah.
What did Amazon hurt?
100%.
Yeah, they just killing the mom and pop store.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I
you
think they
just
also
get
have a
everything from
department
Amazon.
that you can pitch your ideas to them and they just steal them.
Bro, they look and see. I mean, look, I'm not, and we don't complain because it helps the consumer. So the idea with like breaking up monopolies was always it hurts the consumer. But Amazon is the type of monopoly where it helps the consumer, right? Because
Yeah.
the products just keep getting cheaper and more convenient to get to us.
Yeah.
To us. But like they got all the data for what sells. So let's say you're selling backpacks at your store and the backpacks are going like crazy. What Amazon does is, oh wow, people like those backpacks. All right, so we'll make the exact same backpack from the Amazon logo, and then
Amazon Basic.
yeah, it's called Amazon Basics, and then we'll pitch it to the people that are looking for backpacks on our website.
Wow.
But none of us
Wow.
complain because imagine life without Amazon right now.
Yeah.
So the same thing with Uber.
I'm thinking about that artificial intelligence shit that they talking about now. The artificial intelligence that's doing the work for people and writing books for them and people.
Yeah. I use it. I've been doing it like where I take a picture of a quote in the book, then I'll highlight the whole chapter of the book, and I'll put in ChatGPT and be like, yo, summarize this in 2,000 characters.
Wow.
Because that's the Instagram caption, and then it'll just write me my caption based off my work.
Get out
So
of
you need
here.
to tell me you can write one quote.
I know I'll do the opposite. I'll highlight the whole chapter, which is like 4 pages, and I'll be like, summarize this in 2,000 characters, because that's the Instagram caption limit, and it'll summarize it, and then I'll be like, now re-summarize it for a 5-year-old, and then it'll take the big words out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What the fuck am I paying Chris for?
Yeah. You gotta get
Chris.
You gotta get rid of it. Chris is done. Chris is done.
Chris
is done.
Yo, it's just all about figuring out how to use it.
Chris is done.
But like, yo, it's this stuff.
Chris is done.
You gotta, and I get that. Like, I understand this idea. Like, you know, like, what do you say to the DVD maker when streaming comes out, or what do you say to the VCR maker when the DVD comes out? I get it. It happens, right? And I think even with my dad's situation, like, I saw it happening. I'm like, you need to retire now. Like, get out now.
That's smart.
Sell that
Cash
now.
out. Yeah.
He got out in 2015. Like, get out now.
So he
Because
was
it's only
smart.
gonna get worse.
That's because didn't Netflix try to sell the Blockbuster or try to
yeah.
or something shit like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is
Netflix or something.
This is the tricky thing when like government restricts certain industries to protect the people that are in them. It's like those are very vulnerable if there's a business like Uber that's coming on that doesn't give a fuck about what the government says. So Uber basically came around and the government was like, we're going to fine you if you do it. And they were like, okay.
Yeah, they built it in.
They didn't give a fuck if they got fined. And they just bullied themselves into every city, no matter how much they would get fined.
Yeah.
I think like Vancouver, for example,
Did it free
has-
rides?
well, now they're not in Vancouver because Vancouver
They're not in
pushed them out.
Vancouver.
It was actually really funny because my boy Mark, who opens for me on the road, one of the jokes he has about Uber, and like the first thing he did, he went on stage and he's like, man, I took an Uber here and blah blah blah. He's getting to this joke, and he doesn't realize that the crowd is like, you ain't take no goddamn Uber to the fucking show. Uber's not in Vancouver.
Holy shit, Mark. See, Mark needed artificial intelligence to help him write that goddamn joke.
But I remember it was in Edmonton when the government was pushing back. They're like, all right, cool, all rides are free.
Yep.
And then everyone's downloading the app and getting free rides everywhere in Edmonton.
Wow.
And they're absorbing the cost, but they're getting people used to it.
Exactly.
And the challenge
Once
with
you
this
get
too,
used to
like,
it.
there's a good John Oliver thing about AT&T in the 70s, how they had a monopoly and the government actually got them to break it up. And that's the reason we have answering machines and the internet, commercial internet. So it's like, we don't know what innovations are being suppressed right now with pretty much the fangs, I guess. What is it? It's Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Google.
Yeah.
With those big companies, we don't know.
When it's restricted
being
and there's no
suppressed.
competition,
Well, they're trying to
nothing
break it up.
changes.
Well, they can't. It's
Yeah,
too late now
yeah.
because it was supposed to be the last Congress.
Yeah,
Apparently,
no.
would have had the balls
It's
to do
just
it.
Yeah.
you got to look at them like utilities. Like that's electric. You got electric. You get water. Then you get Facebook.
It's actually un-American to break them up because you're a society that's free enterprise, right? You're a society that we want you to be innovative, and we tell you if you can create great
But sometimes
ideas and get rich.
Enterprise can restrict freedom.
Yeah, because they're
And that's
paying
the idea with the
government.
monopolies. It's like if
Yeah.
you own everything, then nobody else can compete with you. And if there's
Yeah.
no competition, then you're not liberating them. You can actually restrict them. Like that's what Rockefeller did, I think, when it came to the oil. He's like, I'm gonna buy all the refineries. I'm gonna buy the mid-level, right? So there's like 3 tiers to what creates I think monopoly. It's like who's creating the goods, who's refining the goods, who's selling it. And he got the middle shit. So he's like, you want to sell some, you got to come to me.
Mhm.
You want to refine your shit, you got to come to me.
Mhm.
Now he had both of them by the ass.
I don't see how you can be mad at that.
So here's why you got to be mad at it, because Citizens United, because corporations have rights and corporations can lobby politicians without limit. So Amazon gives more money to the government than any other corporation.
Yeah.
So now all these politicians work for them,
Yeah.
right? So now if you're trying to start a company and they already have all these politicians in their pocket, they're going to block you from doing it,
Yeah.
right? And they block you using different rules and laws and all of that stuff, right? So now you have it. I think the good example is like public transit. Public transit gets stopped in a lot of major cities because oil money pays the politicians to ban it. And they're like, no, these projects are going nowhere. This bus lane ain't going nowhere. Adding more tracks to the subway goes nowhere.
They want more highways. They don't want to do like
They want more highways. They want
Yeah.
more cars, right? So that reduces. So, and that's the thing. I think if there wasn't money because in Canada we don't have that. We don't have corporations can't give money.
If they weren't in the pockets, if the politicians weren't in their pocket, it might be a little bit more fair, is what you.
Because you could argue that people can't compete with a corporation.
Yeah.
And then when you have them big corporations, they have everybody in their pocket. Like they donate equally to both sides.
Both sides.
So they just hedging their bets, right?
Sometimes they got some heat. You know what I mean?
That's why you gotta get that money up. Wait.
Fellas, I got to run.
Yeah, let's do. You want to do one Ask an Idiot?
We'll do one Ask an Idiot. Then
let's do one Ask an Idiot, man. We had a great conversation today, man.
But dude, I like the music, man. That's the first time I ever heard the music.
Thank you.
Yeah,
the music.
So what do we feel about me trying to do free?
Huh?
You're hitting on the freestyle still?
I feel like
I didn't come with the energy. That's all it was.
That's all it was. The music is great.
I think you wanted it to sit on the bar. Sometimes bar heads do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and it's like you just want people to listen to them and not pay any attention to the music. But the musicality is what drives us. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's something outside of it. And
all right, I'm working on 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I want to hear the 5 minutes. I want to hear more music.
If you rap like that in these places you want to freestyle, you'll be fine. Everybody, just do the written shit. You did written just now. You just
I'm only gonna do it. Off the top stuff.
I gotta run, fellas.
All right, we gotta be out. Listen, Humble the Poet, How to Be Loved is out right now. Make sure you grab that. Always a pleasure talking to my guy, Humble, man. Want to give me your Instagrams and Twitters, Humble?
At Humble the Poet, and also it's an audio.
Yes,
I do a really good job of having an audio because I am.
You're a good talker.
I'm a recording artist.
Exactly. So I love audiobooks.
Yeah, the audio did really well. Is doing really well, and I think that's the future.
Word.
So
get that.
And he's talking on the audio, not freestyling. He's speaking.
Peter,
as always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're brilliant, you're absolutely right. But if you listen to this podcast, you think we're just a couple idiots who don't know shit, you're right too. It's the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. Thank you for listening.